Hello there. My name is Sloan, aka Art Plebe, and you're watching Strange Hungers on Total Party Kiss. Strange Hungers is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition horror campaign. It details the secret history of the infamous Fulcrum Expedition, and is played in the homebrew world of Senelji. Join us as our characters venture deep into an icy wasteland and discover the secrets of the chaos at the borders of their world. Please be aware, this campaign includes themes of body horror, trans and queer experience, religion, violence, and loss of agency. As such, viewer discretion is advised. Now let's meet our players. Kiara is an Aasimar Warlock Cleric multiclass and is played by Pooja. Pooja is an attorney and TTRPG player, writer, and streamer. You can find her on Twitter at Pooja and on Twitch and Instagram at Poojabberwocky. Barden is a half-orc barbarian and is played by Shan Benian. Shan is a freelance illustrator and comic artist whose work has been featured in the Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom graphic novel and the Alleyman's Tarot. You can find them on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at AnonBDraws. Owesh is a snow elf wizard and is played by Sarah Chafee. Sarah is a TTRPG content creator and performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at SarahIsCoffee, also everywhere else on the internet. Tazriel is a tiefling orc rogue and is played by VJ Harris. VJ is a platinum best-selling DMs Guild author, as well as DM, TikToker, and writer. You can find him on Twitter and TikTok at VJHCreations. Matthias is a human paladin and is played by Sloan Smith. Sloan is a stream producer, graphic designer, and TTRPG performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at ArtPlebe. And finally, Strange Hungers is written and DM'd by Alex Teplitz. Alex is a writer, game master, and TTRPG designer. You can find him on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and on TikTok at Aldermancy, as well as creating games on Ko-fi and itch.io at SwordGhost. Once again, our content warning. This stream will feature content including body horror, trans and queer experience, violence, religion, and loss of agency. Safety tools are in place for our players, and we can stop the stream at any time in the interest of their safety. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now, on with the show.
Hello and welcome back to Strange Hungers. Last we left off, the party began their final preparations for crossing the frozen Vekthal Ocean towards the Valkyrie Waste. Matthias discussed with Captain Drock, booking passage aboard the flying and submissible ship, the Guildstar.
Submissible?
Words maybe unreadable.
Coming out the gate strong.
You know what? Sloan, take a point of inspiration. It's submersible. Sorry about that. And that is giving myself a disadvantage for a roll in the future for that shit. Welcome back to Strange Hunters. The party is current across the ocean, but of course, Awash, in the search for an artifact that would disguise Neve from being scryed upon, encountered a strange NPC masking themselves as an agent or noble of the Raj, who in fact was a Red Scarf, a river pirate from the country of Abjur, seeking the release of his son, who he claims was unlawfully imprisoned in a mysterious prison known as the Sealed Tombs. Maximum security here on the coast of Lower Skyholm, very close to the town of Lyport. After a party discussion, the group decided reluctantly that they would get involved in this strange, twisted favor. And now, as dawn breaks, on I believe the 6th day of the month of Neth, the party makes their preparations.
For the record,
Nice.
Beloved and Matthias did not fuck.
Did
Yeah, what
not.
happened? What happened, bud?
She left immediately after they kissed.
Matthias, my guy. I'm so
What?
sorry. It happens, you know, sometimes you think that you can get it going and it just doesn't.
It's fine.
It's normal.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm sure it's never happened to you.
You
This
don't-
never
I'm
happens.
sure it's the first
This
time.
never happens.
I mean, it didn't happen to Taz, so
Listen, stuff happens. That's sometimes
You
you
had to
strike
go
out,
have
and that's okay.
A different conversation.
Yeah. Hey, Alex, I have a question.
Yes.
So those little figures we got from Nomi, those work talking to other party members, right?
Yes.
And if a person is sleeping when they receive a sending, what happens?
So interestingly, I have ruled my sending in some pretty unique ways in this world. If you get sent when you are sleeping, it can either appear in your dreams, depending on if your character is very whisper aligned, as in they are connected to dreaming mental stuff, or the sending spell will wait until it receives the amount of words, meaning that someone could pause or be making a lot of noises in between as long as they're deliberately replying, and it will wait until they either break the spell or finish 25 words.
Is it like a really bad like message machine?
That's
you know,
for-
just like leave you
That's
a
for
message at the
angst
sound of the beat.
purposes.
It is for angst purposes, sort of like a bad message
So you
machine.
can hear someone crying or screaming, you know.
Yes.
Ugh.
Sending will pick up more noises than just the words someone are thinking,
But
if it is narratively satisfying.
but it won't wake them up.
It will not wake them up. If they are not whisper aligned at all, they will still hear the message when they next awaken.
who are you trying to talk to, Matthias?
No, I feel like an asshole. No, it's fine. Things for me to know. Starting off strong with my computer being a little bastard.
Stories that shit coming to come
Sorry,
Oh.
my shit froze up, but it's fine. We're doing fine.
We're
Everything's
roasting you,
great.
It's fun.
Who you
We were
calling?
roasting you.
Matthias?
Who are you calling?
If you are calling someone who is very heat aligned, then I might rule that it would wake them up, depending on the
If the message is
content of the
horny.
message.
Also, if it's for Taz, I'm up late writing letters. So
Wait, I am not actively being cuddled right now? What the fuck?
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine, fine, fine,
He did
fine.
the cuddle
fine.
and roll. He did the cuddle and roll with you, so I cuddled you to sleep and then let you.
You
Yeah.
just wanted to ask me if Matthias could booty call. The answer is
Matthias
you're allowed.
will pull the little figure out and is going to send to Tasriel and say,
I knew it.
fuck. Tasriel, are you awake? Do I have to do 25 words?
No, you don't have to. Is that all you're saying?
And it just says, "Are you awake?"
All right. Taz will say, "Yes, I am," and then you'll hear, and since that's the end of it, Taz will pull out his. It's just shaking its head, like, why wasn't there a fuller statement in this? Do you want me?
There's a shuffling from behind the wall that you're sitting at, that your desk is at. And Matthias will like slowly creak the door open.
Sleep am I? Come on!
You're knocked out. You canonically said you knock out. So sorry.
Yeah, I was being cuddled at the time that I was knocked out. You don't know the lack of body warmth doesn't wake my ass up.
Kiara, you are very welcome to creak a single eye open if you want to.
Also, remember, Kiara did wake up when the monster was outside.
That's true, you did see that.
Oh, that is right.
Yeah, so,
Well, you saw glowing spots in the dark.
I'm just saying, if I'm gonna be abandoned in the middle of the night for another man, I deserve something.
I think that seeing that Kiara is actually awake, Matthias gets kind of like a panicked, just a slight panic in his eyes.
She can't know I fuck.
And then looks to Taz and Are you busy?
No, just finishing up some. Just finished.
I'm in the mood for some company if you would like some company.
Yes, I would like that. Give me a moment. I want to say during most of this interaction, like Taz is just kind of looking over his shoulder. He has forgotten that everybody's seen him topless at this point, and so because he doesn't have his shirt on right now, so he just give me a moment.
In it, what are you gonna do about it?
Oh, he's gonna put back on his like leather thing.
Oh, also from the bed somewhere, just a hand rises up with a thumbs up.
Oh.
Good night, Kiara.
Good night.
We go back to Matthias' room.
Asriel Matthias, you spend a lovely night together, and then the bright, cold rays of dawn shine through the windows of the foamy oaf and wake up the party on this 6th day of Neth. If you have any rolls to make this morning.
I am so tempted. I am so tempted to have a wish come and knock on that fucking door.
You can
Also,
listen.
Do it.
I
How
won't
well
be
did
upset.
Kiara sleep without cuddles? I need to know.
I'm so sorry about taking away your cuddles. I just thought it would be funny.
Listen, I got abandoned by Barden first, and then Taz. Like, slowly. Okay, Sig.
I gotta go make some tea.
Next.
Fun's something that I never made any promises, so technically I'm the best of them all.
Oh no!
Oh, yes?
Oh?
Oh no!
Oh, how exciting! And
how
you get a knock on
thrilling.
your door to go with that little roll that you just made.
Oh really? Oh god! Yeah. Shit.
Nice.
I'm doing great.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. I'm looking at I'm looking at things. Okay, we're good for
Things
now.
and stuff.
Okay, things and stuff. Here we go. Okay, yeah. A knock on my door. He's usually up early. Today is like any other day. So
Yeah, and I will actually say, here's something interesting. The knock comes earlier. Sig is usually like makes time and connect and adjustments for the fact that they don't sleep as much as other people, and so will like try to figure it to the time a person would be awake. The knock comes earlier than you would expect.
Interesting. They're probably spooning. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're cuddling.
You could fully still be up, but you know, it's just a little earlier. Knock something off my desk.
You hear a little shuffling, and he comes to the door and opens it up a crack. He's dressed. His hair is all done. He's, cleaned up. But he just looks at you. Oish. Good morning.
Holds up the paper from the last night.
Oh. That was very fast.
I make good use of my time.
Looks over his shoulder, back into the room, and then turns back towards Oish.
Am I interrupting something?
No. It's all right. But if you'd like to discuss that, I can meet you downstairs in a couple of minutes.
I think Taz would chime in. I'm awake. I can go.
No. You can. It's fine. I'll meet you downstairs. Not surprising.
Well,
Oish fully thinks that Taz has fucked like every member.
well, yeah. Yesterday morning, Kiara came out without a shirt, with Taz's shirt
Fair
on.
enough. Fair enough.
I told Oasis that I was going to sleep with Matthias on the boat, like our second episode.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, it's so good.
Beautiful. Yeah. So he's gonna just close the door, get his stuff together, and is gonna leave Taz to. You can stay here as long as you want. I have to go speak with Oish. Aw, and he's gonna go out and go downstairs. Fruity.
Simps.
And he meets you down in the inn, or is it a tavern? There's probably tables and shit down there, but he'll
Tavern.
come to you and sit down. What did you find?
Yeah, Sig not only has the paper, but also has a book open, not Darren, that seems to have schematics written out on it that they close as you come forward. Had a busy night, I see.
Yes.
One like you, though.
Did
Do
they
you
say
have trouble
one like
sleeping,
you?
Matthias?
I'm so one like you. Oh, interesting. Sorry. Say it again. Run it back. My bad.
Yeah, they say one like you. Stare for a moment and then say, "Do you ever have any trouble sleeping, Matthias?"
No more than others I know. Why?
Others you know who walk their days unaffected by things that they have seen, or others that you have known from your order?
The latter.
They lay out the page. And do you mind if I say these out loud, Sloan?
No, not at all. Please.
Okay. They lay out the page and then point and say, "These aren't full translations. You did not get the full bent of whatever this was. If you had, I suspect that you would suffer something much worse. However, that one," they point towards a portion of your arm and say, "means gold thread. That one," point to another part, thunder. And that one, the longest part that had been burned onto your arm legibly, "shall not sleep. But it isn't completed."
That was all?
What was the sensation like when you reached for that door? Was it simply something that shot out onto your arm? Was it a blast that caught you?
It was like nothing I'd ever felt before. Beyond. At that point, I had at least felt what arcane methods could do. But this was different. It was like... It was like burning from the inside out.
My theory is that whatever burned you from the inside out did not have any particular agenda in what it was doing, and so did not feel any compulsion to complete. There are some things that do not do things with consciousness, only reaction. Seems to be what you caught.
That makes sense. It was some sort of protective enchantment, which is what it seemed like to me.
If you had caught the full bent, they would not have been stretched in the way that they are.
That's interesting.
You should be careful. They're dangerous types of things to have on your skin.
What do you mean?
How full is this tavern right now?
Pretty empty. The dwarf is at the bar, and probably someone who's cleaning up, maybe a young woman. But
Right. Awaish kind of glances around the tavern and then leans in a bit to kind of imply that these aren't kinds of things that they enjoy discussing outside of like a scholarly institution. And they'll say, many languages carry magic. There's not one language that is a route or path to enchantment. However, what you have on your body carries power in all circumstances. It is magic. So having it on your body in any way would have some kind of effect. To have it is to feel it. That is why I asked about your sleep.
Alex, my understanding was that I got this after my initiation.
yes,
Yes?
yes. I will also add,
Noted.
these translations are accurate, but still in some ways approximations, because
Oh, yeah.
Suzerain-
And Awaish would explain that too, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, so Gold Thread and Thunder, especially with your arcane knowledge, probably refer to abjuration and evocation magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's from what I understand, like there aren't really direct translations because languages don't really come from this language in the same way.
Yeah.
And they'd explain that.
Well, I learned from this experience, so there won't be any more instances of this happening, hopefully.
Hopefully. We could
Thank
always
you.
try some that would help.
Maybe.
Can't promise it wouldn't be painful.
Thank you for looking into this.
Are you still interested in our little project today?
Which project?
The heist.
Oh! It is my understanding that we either help you with it or you do it alone, and I would much rather be there to ensure that even if things do go wrong, I can at least try to mitigate that. So yes, I'm still interested.
Oish takes the book that they had been looking at before when you came up and opens it back to the page that they were observing, which has schematics and floor plans of a building, and says, "Then I have something that may help."
How did
I feel like that's a good fate. Oh, if you want to keep going,
How did you
can.
get this?
Kiara,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut. Kiara, although you fall asleep alone, your dreams are not alone. When you fall back into sleep after Tazriel departs, a warm, bubbly light, like you are sinking into water, flooded with the tones of the sunset. A comfortable, familiar warmth suffuses you, and you find yourself floating on the surface of the mirror lake outside of the ignited citadel. The capital city of Abjor, full of manses, full of spiraling parapets, marble archways, and flowers everywhere. The architecture here transitions from whites to oranges and ambers up to a deep and brilliant vermilion at the peak of this castle, which you can see in the distance and beside you as the reflection surrounds you in this enchanted, perfectly still body of water.
Am I floating?
You are floating.
Can I, after I think a moderate amount of time, I would like to swim back towards shore.
Mm-hmm. Will you give me a perception check, please?
I sure can. Perception. 5.
5. You begin to swim back to shore, Kiara. I don't know if you're the strongest swimmer. Maybe not the strongest person necessarily, but you have swum in here before, and there are no waves that disturb the surface of the mirror lake. It is safe.
Right. It's a very luxurious backstroke.
Fantastic. Backstroke. Looking up at the sky. You're not sure how far you are away from the shore when you suddenly feel yourself lifted out of the water. Something comes up under your back and pushes you up.
I immediately look down.
A mass of dark red fur. And not the size that you have come to expect. No. The entire lake is disturbed, flooding its banks up into the city as a gigantic tiger pushes its head out of the water, with you standing shorter than a single ear on its head.
Oh my god! Where did you come from?
Oh, it's been a while.
I figured you were too busy for me now.
Busy. I've been hunting.
Anything
But
fun?
I'm not too busy for you. Fun, yes. Very fun. But I always have some time left for smaller prey. More games. Give me the update.
Oh gosh, when was the last time we talked? So much happened.
I'm not exactly sure. I've been treading forests of flame on a plain far from here.
So I did something awful by accident. I don't know if you.
Something awful.
Yeah, I got angry when these pirates were hurting my friends, and I accidentally killed one.
Oh. Oh. Kiara. And you feel the purr vibrate through your body. Kiara, I was there with you and your anger. It was beautiful. You protected your family. You made them safe. My blessing was upon you.
It still felt wrong, you know, being that my job is to heal, to be the one hurting.
Did it feel wrong? Or do you think you were not ready for how it felt yet?
I don't know.
You are a kitten learning how to unsheath its claws. You don't have a job, Kiara. You have a purpose. And I am your herald. Give me an insight check as well, Kiara.
Okay. Let's roll it. Okay, D&D Beyond, you're fired with that 7.
7. Something is different about Agnita, but you're not exactly sure what.
Okay.
Just, you know something's different, but you aren't picking up, like, what emotion. It's hard to read the expressions of a cat that you cannot even see, like, the face, the tail.
That I'm just, like, perched on the little noggin of.
Exactly.
Well, I don't want to have to do that again.
I understand.
But, I mean, other than that, let's see. My friends are great. Matthias died, and that was terrifying. That
How did you feel?
Awful. I couldn't help. I didn't even see it. I was asleep. I should never sleep again. Every time I go to sleep, someone gets hurt.
Yar, I can help you help Matthias and all of your friends. That's why I'm here. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I need to keep them safe.
I understand. And they will keep you safe. You care about them, and they care about you, and it is a banquet. And the cat stretches in the water. Lake water pouring off of its fur, and slowly begins to stand. You find yourself lifted up above, looking down at the citadel. Its curving streets, curling architecture. It looks like a flower unfurling beneath you. A red center transitioning into white petals. All of this, Kiara, you are meant to keep safe. And it is in your blood. The tools, the power to do so. All you have to do is care and love.
do.
I know. That's why you are one of my favorites.
Good. I like that.
Hmm.
It makes me feel special.
More than you know. The cat, the massive tiger, bows its head, and you find the fur underneath your feet lighting up as a mane of flame ignites. It does not singe you. You know, although you cannot see through the bright and flickering light, that your hands have once again caught fire as you grip onto the head of Agnita. And she marches out of the valley and across the verdant plains of your home country. And you awake.
Alone.
Alone.
Oh, come on.
Wait, sorry. Does Kiara wake up after the interaction between Oish and Matthias?
Probably. It was pretty early.
Okay, then Taz would actually go back to his own room right afterwards, and I'd be curled up with Kiara.
So you do your business and you come back to bed to cuddle the person you left there? Okay. This is me, by the way. This is me. This is not Kiara.
Amazing.
You also get Barden knocking at your door.
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
God.
amazing. Pardon.
Just
Please not.
This is at Kiara and Taz's door, and just
Yeah.
she looks really tired, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, guys. I just want to know with Kiara, you wanted me to do your hair this morning. I'm sorry, I wasn't around to give you a cuddle, but
I got
just thought it'd be
cruelly
nice.
abandoned last night by everybody who loves
That is not.
Looks to Taz. Oh, you abandoned her.
Listen,
Oh,
I was
Azria.
called upon. And had.
Oh,
Kiara does the wide-eyed look
oh,
to Marty.
I see.
Do you want to cuddle with us?
I do, absolutely. But Kara, do you want me to do your hair this morning?
Yes,
Like
yes,
if we're
please.
doing a heist, maybe if I could plait it and just get out.
Yes. I probably don't want to leave a bunch of hair. Well, I don't know.
I mean,
could leave
I don't
it.
know how you do it in Apter, but I can do it like you do it here.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean-
I've had to do it plenty of times.
Yeah, it's hair. It's
just
fine.
like long thing of hair, just like yeah.
All right.
Yeah. She cuddles up for an extra like half an hour. She's like, Matthias shouldn't be up yet. It's fine.
Group grooming.
Do we
Mhm.
think that it would make sense? Do we think that it would make sense to have Matthias and Oish like bring the schematics up to the room and
Yeah, we can do
talk
that
there?
a little late, yeah.
Yeah.
Cuddle, guys.
Having
Vice also joins you downstairs
Oh, nice.
as well. She does early morning exercises too, so.
Sexy.
Yeah.
we are doing some planning. Are you interested in joining us on our project?
Your sleepy heads.
Oh,
Talking to
I
the
think-
are we talking to the three of them in
I
the
think
room?
Matthias is talking to Vice.
Yeah, I was intending to talk
Vice.
to Vice.
I got confused for a second
Sorry.
too. Yeah.
Oh, good. You could say good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Are you interested in joining us today?
You are preparing to break into the seals of tombs, bearing a royal artifact of the
Oh.
Raj.
Yes.
That
Sorry.
was funny.
My computer froze for a second.
Yeah.
I
Go.
would not miss it for anything.
Perfect. Well, we will be planning upstairs. So, if you'd like to join us.
Perhaps when we get up there, you could share a
if you got any information from this Black Lotus of yours.
Yes, I did send a message last night.
Interesting name.
The Black Lotus.
Hmm.
Why is it interesting? Which?
I've met someone with a similar.
Have you? Well, they better have earned the title. The Black Lotus is a majestic, powerful, and terrifying. There have only been a few in the history of the Order. I do not think whatever parody you have met before could stand up to our leader.
Leans forward a little. Later.
Yes.
So a title that is bestowed, not in the way that Scarlet Aster or White Valerian would be, but passed down.
Yes.
I am sure you're right.
Ugh. Let's go. Leans over her shoulder towards Matthias as you guys go up the stairs. Sometimes I feel like talking to them. I'm fighting a battle with a wooden sword. They have a rapier at my throat.
Yes.
Just say you want to fuck me, Vice. Jesus.
And go to his room to try and collect Tazriel. Seeing that he's not there, will knock on
And we shall follow
Kiara
behind.
and Taz's door and wait for a response. And I'm assuming he gets an affirmative, so he's gonna open the door, and Matthias and Vice and Away shall walk in. Are you still
What up,
cuddling?
gamers? Let's do a heist.
Hello, fuckers.
I think we are still cuddling right now.
Oh my fucking gods.
Wait, no, I thought we were doing hair braiding. We're doing communal hair.
Cuddle and hair braid.
What are we doing right now when they walk in? Are we cuddling or is the hair happening?
It's very important.
hair.
Set the scene.
Okay.
I think hair, yeah.
Yeah.
Ron's in the middle of doing plaits and pulling out like strands of hair just to make it look aesthetic. And
Yeah.
just, like,
And then I think Kiara's rubbing some oil into Taz's scalp.
It's a train of hair.
Train! We gotta look good for a heist, y'all.
We wanted to begin planning, if you all are available for that.
Yes.
Matthias kind of looks around at like the spare furniture and will simply close the door and then goes and sits on the ground nearby, assuming leaving space in the middle for the book to be put out, because we're probably going to use those plans. And we gather in a circle. And we make a little heist. Circle
Yes, we do a circle.
time.
But it's one of those things where like, you know, you're like doing the hair and looking over.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay,
Multitasking.
campers.
This book looks pretty fucked up, right, Alex? The one that the schematics are in? Spooky?
This
Or is
is
it just normal?
the grimoire.
Yeah.
So it is it's not spooky.
Oh,
It's
I
a
want
dark nature.
book.
It's got a certain someone's aesthetic to it. So it is a dark blue color, embossed and set in with like stars and runes and things like that. And there's a bit of gold lettering, probably would be in Susurune, that doesn't really have any particular meaning. It's just like arcane, basically.
Yeah.
Do I recognize
Good
this?
Japanese too.
Yes. Pardon. Well, you don't recognize. I mean, you've seen
The
similar books.
style, like, come on, it's Siren.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like his
Siren's
chair.
aesthetic.
It just sort of looks at it and goes, looks to Aish. Oh, continues patting. Like, oh, okay.
Okay. How much of this planning do we need to get done beforehand?
So,
Yeah.
here's how this is going to work. Siren does not have super in-depth schematics, but he is a researcher and he is very familiar with Skyhome. So he isn't able to sketch out for you overnight like guards or like weak points necessarily, but he can give you a brief overview of the layout of what the sealed tombs are. Some of that information I provided last episode, but basically the sealed tombs are entirely underground. They involve a descent into the earth in order to access. So it is less a patrolling below ground, as far as he can tell, and more the entrance itself is patrolled and guarded, but some of the again, like kind of loose sketches of like ideas of like kind of tombs, like glass coffin kind of thing, saying that he actually has probably seen one of these before it was put into the earth, but he doesn't know where they are, where their final resting place is, how deep that is, etc. The way that this is going to work, we're actually going to pull from some Blades in the Dark mechanics here, which is that you guys take time to plan during the day. You don't need to do a whole discussion here of how you plan. When we are ready to begin, whatever time you say you want to begin, we're just going to cut to you guys there. We're just going to cut to you actually infiltrating.
Great.
Can I, in that case, ask for a super obnoxious thing? Let's just give it a try.
Give it a shot.
Picking spells would be part of that planning.
Yes.
So can I?
Yeah, I'm preparing mine now too.
Well, or can I prepare in a flashback? If
You can prepare in a I will allow both Awaish and Kiara if they want to prepare in a flashback.
Yeah.
In this case, because we're doing
That's
a fun
fucking
mechanic.
tight. That's like loadout shit. I love that.
Yes.
Alex, one
Yeah.
more quick question. When me and Matthias used our little thingy things, was it after when it would reset? Like, have
No.
we used our...
No, it can reset. All of your items, charges, etc., are going to be fresh this morning. Same thing with spell slots.
That one a booty call.
Shut up.
It's not a waste, but...
Of course, Barden, your sword also regains a charge, as it usually does. So I think you're probably full since it's been a day or two. I know you keep.
Yeah, I
track of
haven't
that.
used it for a little bit.
Okay, excellent. Actually, I was also going to mention a sort of a loadout thing. Once again, you guys have been doing shopping, depending on if you're going like middle of the day or in the evening for this plan. If you do want to like skim through the market and pick up anything you think you might require, I will allow you to also do that in a flashback, meaning that if you would have bought extra rope or like a tinderbox or something, you don't have to say that you've bought those up front. When you get into the heist, you can just spend the gold and say that you purchased it if you need any item. If it's something that's more uncommon that you want to think about in advance, I might have you make a roll within the flashback to see if you would have thought to bring it or found it in the port.
Tight.
Cool. So y'all sit down, you do some planning. The only other thing that I would say that I would want you to determine before you actually get into the heist is if you are calling in a favor from Sir Lykar or not.
Yeah. Matthias would ask about that. Can we use that favor to help us, potentially?
Well, as someone said last night, probably to make sure that the guards may not be keeping such a watchful eye.
Do we know the relationship? Well, yes, we know which families are in charge of the tomb, but I don't know what is Taz trying to say. He's Vic can't put the words out. He's like,
Taz doesn't know the like political areas, jurisdictions of the family, but do you want to know like how the Lycarth are tied to the prison?
No, like I think it was mentioned like when we were talking about the sealed tomb that like these two families. Taz wants to ask if we ask this favor to Sir Lykar, like what is the like. What are his feelings on the sealed tomb? Like is there a family member that's in charge of that and he's just like whatever, like that kind of question.
But Daz, does it matter? It's a favor. They have to do.
Yeah.
Like either he'll say yes, I'll do this favor, or he'll go back on his word.
Did Matthias? Do you want to say something, Sloan?
No, I was just if there were any questions about that, Matthias would know probably.
Yes, you would.
But yeah, if someone who went to see them before would be willing to go and ask for that favor, I feel like having guards turn away or not be there at all would be helpful.
I'll go with whoever wants to go.
Tazriel and
Me.
Kira. All right.
Can I ask, what do we actually know about this person?
Vice. He opens his mouth and words
About
flow
Sir
out.
Lykar?
Yeah.
No, the person
You said-
entombed.
Oh, the
Yeah.
person, the guy.
Prisoner.
Mhm.
The guy. The little guy. Is he a little
Vice?
guy? How little
Yeah,
is
Sig will look to Vice.
Yes, I did inquire with the Black Lotus to see if this was someone that the Order is aware of. There is a Joseph, this is Josef, I believe I said. Joseph, we haven't heard of certain kinds of crimes or what he might have committed. I mean, the Order does keep a watchful eye in some cases. We care about the pursuit of justice, etc. But it seems like most information surrounding the crimes of the sealed tombs is deliberately obfuscated, and specifically not because it's more like, honestly, with some of the information that I heard skimming over, atrocities, many atrocities were committed by the people who exist here. It sounds like the kind of thing that if it got out, these people would be killed instead of interred by certain communities, honestly.
Perhaps that's a better fate.
If you ask me, it might be. It sounds, well, I will say nothing about different kinds of punishment. But no, this Yosef comes from Abjor. I believe it is a Jorian name, and if crimes were committed, there is no record of them necessarily happening in this country. The tombs seem like they have prisoners from multiple different areas, from the desert, well, not of course from Nitonde, but from Senelji, this continent.
Alex, have I gotten a letter by any chance in my pocket?
Yes.
Yes.
There's some information contained within it that I will not say out loud to the entire party, that I will send to you directly. But you learn that the royal family was not aware of the Vermilion Circle being missing.
How did they do that?
So that information,
Oh no.
there was basically, it is conveyed to you that there was some kind of duplicate in its place that they have realized now is a duplicate.
Well,
Full of tattletales.
So they now know that the Vermilion Circle is missing, and that name comes back to you as yes, that was a prisoner who was sent to the sealed tombs.
and Shadowhand couldn't give me like, oh, what did he do or anything, so we have no idea.
Supposedly he poisoned an entire town.
Oh,
Taco Adventure Zone? I'm so sorry.
Good. Good.
Oh god, my stomach, that hurts.
I think Taz
God,
would have
hell yeah.
like pulled out the letter because he felt it in his pocket.
Yes,
Read
it appears with a warm sensation in your pocket.
Alex, just is the additional information the part that I asked, like, hey, this isn't pressing, but Jacob said I could. Oh, okay, so wow, he's gonna tuck the rest of the letter into his shirt, so if somebody tries to take it, he'll feel it. And he's going to turn to the party. So the Vermilion Circle. My understanding, there was no violence related to stealing the ring. and it was a duplicate versus. And as far as Yusuf goes, he's accused of poisoning an entire town.
Oh my god.
That's
Heinous if true.
I have a question. What if we get in there and think he did do it? What's our plan? Are we still getting him out?
What do you mean, think he did do it?
I don't know how. What if he says, yeah, I did it, but what if he admits to it? I don't know.
If you were trapped in a horrific prison and a group came to rescue you, would you say, yeah, I did it?
Maybe if we say we need the truth and that's the only way we'll get you out.
Listen, this man has already been judged. The arbitration of his justice has already been enacted. If you want to take it upon yourself to judge him again, then we should do it now before we venture.
We free him, or we kill him.
Leaving him there
think
isn't
if we-
an option?
I take my word as a promise to alleviate suffering. I certainly wouldn't want someone going around poisoning towns, but if he would prefer death, that would be something I would give.
So his choice.
But either way, I will hold my word.
Either way, it's better than being trapped, I think. Like that.
I just want to make sure that that's his decision and not ours.
I don't think, if such a person is guilty, that I am too concerned with what that person's decision may be. They have already been unwillfully deterred.
Well, I'm sure he'll be quite a charmer. You all continue the rest of your discussions, preparations, and Kiara and Taz, you're going to head over to the Lycar office. Anyone else doing anything in this day, again, sort of like keeping it short besides any other scenes we've discussed, before we cut to this?
The only thing is that if Matthias mentions, I don't know if you're still planning on going to the ship, Matthias?
I was gonna say that we obviously I want to talk to Neve,
Yeah.
but I'm also comfortable doing that like before we start the journey.
Well, if you want to do that now, yeah, and it looks like we've got the all clear from Alex. If you tell us that you're going to the ship, Awaish will hand off the jewelry.
Then give me just 1 second to speak to Awaish, and then we can do Taz and Kiara, and then I'll do the Neve thing.
Perfect.
As we begin to split up, Matthias will sort of waylay Awaish before they go anywhere. I would like to speak with your daughter and meet her officially before we go into the rest of our activities for the day.
Are you telling me this for any particular reason?
Yeah, if you would like to be there, then you're welcome to come as well. I just didn't want to speak to her without letting you know first.
Although she is my daughter, she is an adult. You do not need my blessing.
Regardless, I wouldn't want to walk up to somebody who I knew you knew. It doesn't matter. I'll be going to the ship.
They look a little confused but thoughtful, and then slip their hands into their skirts and pull out an amulet that looks a bit like one that they wear and say, I have some business to attend to, but if you could give this to her.
He takes it and nods and is gonna...
Tell her it's from me and to not lose it.
Noted. Go head out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do that later. Taz and Kiara can do their thing.
Taz and Kiara, you head over to the harbor office.
Oh God. Yes, is the older lady that we spoke to, is she there?
Yes.
Good morning.
Hello.
Oh wait, 1 minute. Let me pull her out in multiverse here.
Yeah.
You can.
It's our little gun toting buddy.
I love her.
There we go. She's very personal to me. Put Matthias over there. Excellent. Okay. Oh,
God, I look like a tiny thing next to Tess.
hello. Back again so soon.
Yes.
Have you rescued another city?
We're good, but we're not that quick.
What can I do for you?
On the walk over here, could we have decided who was going to talk?
Oh, you're doing the talking, buddy.
Okay,
Kara
all right.
is brain empty. She's just
Okay,
here
all
to
right.
look pretty and smile.
There was a favor offered for our services.
Kara will slide the little paper across the table.
I didn't expect this to be returned so soon.
Neither did we.
Well, what can me and my family do for you?
This is Vic, because I'm so stressed in a great way.
Clara is going to put an arm on Taz's arm, just kind of like a consoling arm, but in fact, cast guidance.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right.
Would it be possible, given your family, I know it would be possible, the sealed tombs?
Yes.
Perhaps for the night, the guards don't see anything amiss.
I'm assuming part of this favor is not asking why.
Correct.
Kara just smiles.
Yes, will you give me a persuasion check, Tazriel? And you can add that d4 for guidance.
Guidance.
Fuck yeah. No, it would be persuasion. My persuasion. I am proficient in persuasion, which means I can also add a d8 because of my psionic die.
What's your modifier on this now?
Oh, so right now I have are we at 3? I have a +4 to persuasion, and then I have a d4 and a d8 to add to that d20 roll.
Good.
Oh my god.
Kiara is rocking a +7 on persuasion, but I wouldn't have all those buffs.
Boop, 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 boop. Fancy boy. and special fire die, which I have 2 of, and I'm going to give 1 to Sloan, so they roll better.
You got guidance on you.
That guidance animation.
It's massive.
What
Holy
is
shit.
that?
Holy shit. Holy shit. Hold up. Let me count. No.
Those are good numbies if you just counted like this.
Yes. Hold up. 9. 31.
Christ.
Rogue.
What exactly
Right.
did you roll? What exactly
Okay.
did you roll?
I rolled a 19.
You don't need to
Okay.
spend your die then if you don't want to spend it.
No, I what? Okay,
I
you know
like
what?
big numbies.
I know what.
It was a 31.
If you keep the die in and spend the die, I will give you an extra bonus for
Fuck
beating
yeah.
a 30.
So anyway, guys, I rolled a 19. I got a 2 on the guidance. I got a 6 on the D8, and I have a +4, so 31. That makes up for my -7.
Oh. -7 to 31. Taz has range.
She leans in, takes the envelope that she had handed to you yesterday, and holds it over a candle so it burns away. I'm sure that whoever is making their way to the sealed tombs tonight will find it a lovely, calm, and balmy evening. And I do hope that the Raj, if it should so decide to grace my family's area of jurisdiction with its presence, appreciates the care I have taken and the methods in place there to ensure the security of this area and this country.
I'm sure that would be the case.
Excellent. Well, your favor will be done quickly and shortly.
Thank you.
I
you.
do ask. I do hope there's not too much collateral damage for whatever isn't happening tonight.
Of course. That is
You
not our
have-
intention.
Appreciate
Quite the opposite, where those involved are making sure that is not the case.
I'm glad to hear that. There is a certain amount of goodwill that I have towards your group, considering the pain that you have reduced for my community. I would like to see that goodwill repaid. Or continue onwards. There could be a very productive relationship here between the Lykars and your group.
Agreed.
We certainly hope to preserve it.
Lovely. She takes out another piece of paper, writes something on it, folds it up, and then calls for an attendant. You see someone sort of like come in from a back office and take the card and step out of the office to go deliver it. It is done.
All right.
Okay. One thing. There are some guards to that place that cannot be dismissed. Some that can only be avoided. Take note.
Understood.
Thank you.
And Matthias, you heading down to the ship?
Fuck yeah. Did a wish tell me Neve's name?
They didn't say it. Let me see if they
Do you
want to
say? Do you want to say that they said it?
Hang on. All right.
Just go to the ship and be like,
I was gonna say
"Where's his
11 to
daughter?"
20. 11 to 20, she had told you their name, and it was a 16. So yes, you know that Oasia's daughter's name is Neve.
Okay, great. Good. Oh man. Oh, oops, I pressed the wrong button. My bad. Anyway, here we go. Okay, down to the ship. Let's go.
I sprint you down to the ship. There you are.
Barton got all messed up.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. I'm fixing it right meow. How silly.
What happened? What happened?
I don't know. Give us a second.
We
Actually,
all
fuck
need
it.
more
Let's just go
Barton in
to
our life.
Let's just go to break. I don't know why that happened, so we're gonna go to break. We'll be right back.
Just a second.
We're gonna take 10 minutes, and we'll see you after that.
See you.
Silly
See you,
me.
Ziggy.
Bye.
See ya. Bye. welcome back to Strange Hungers, Matthias.
Hello.
It is early afternoon as you head towards the docks once again of Lyport to the Guild Star, and you see from a distance as you approach construction beginning on a metal prow on the front of the ship. It is busy around. Today, more of the crew is out. You see tiefling, human, tall orc, some kind of short tabaxi, the captain, Asar, and a young lavender-skinned woman.
I'll try and hail the captain from where he's approaching and go to her first.
They step over to you. Well, they step over sort of to the prow of the ship where they are looking down at the contraption that is being affixed to the front of the Guild Star. Hail, Markart.
Hello, Captain. I'm looking for a young person named Neve.
You want to speak to Neve?
Yes.
Oh. All right. Neve. And her head sort of like pops over the side rail, and she is sort of like bearing under the weight of a bunch of folded fabrics, like big fluffy fabrics that it looks like have been brought on board to maybe put below deck. And she,
I know what that shit is. That's that good shit. Blankets.
Lays the blankets down and begins to step over the ladder and onto the dock.
As she approaches, oh man, you probably have a map out for this, don't you?
Yeah, maybe.
So coy. Oh my god, look at them.
I think if you click on Neve, you should be able to see show the art to the stream as well.
Yeah, there she is. Wow. Technology.
Look at that fancy lady.
She's so pretty.
She's so small.
Yeah.
As she approaches, Matthias will kind of give her like just as she's walking, will like be looking at her kind of like, not in a weird way, but in like a calculating way, trying to like get a vibe. And when she arrives, he sticks his hand out towards her, standing tall with his shoulders rolled back, and says, my name is Matthias Markart, Iron Valyrian of the Order of the Black Ice, at your service. Your name is Neve?
Wow. Hi, yes, I'm Neve. Nice to meet you. Should I call you Matthias or Valerian?
Matthias is just fine.
Matthias, it's very nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
You wanted to talk to me?
Yes, I understand that you are to be joining us on our trip.
I am?
I believe so, yes. Though, of course, it's up to you.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yes, I was hoping. I'm very glad to be joining you. I'm very excited.
Before we make anything official, first of all,
Yes.
This is from Oesh. And he holds out the amulet. They would like you to wear it and not to lose it. It seems very important.
Okay. She takes it from you. You can tell them that I won't take it off.
On to the rest. I want to impress upon you, Neve, that this is
Mhm.
extremely dangerous.
Is it?
Oh boy. Oh no.
Surprise.
Have you ever been in a fight before, Neve?
Yes.
Have you ever killed someone?
No?
I'm not saying this to intimidate you. I simply want you to understand exactly what we're going into. I spend all of my time in the wastes. I live there, and I work there. I have seen warriors, mages of greater skill than I die agonizing and brutal deaths because of what they see in the
No.
wastes.
That's terrifying. I mean, my dad died, and it seemed pretty agonizing and painful, and it didn't bother me, so.
The point is that it could happen to you.
Pauses for a second. Noted. I'm already in danger. I'd rather have it be danger that I choose. So. I appreciate the warning, though, but. I mean, I will not say that I understand, like, you're, big and strong and armor and weaponry and all of that, and I'm not. I don't look like that, but I can take care of myself. I've been learning. I've been training with Throck, and I'm very capable.
Yes,
So.
A Wish was telling me that you have skills. Are you more of an arcane bent? What do you practice?
They said that? I can do this. And floating lights appear above her hands.
Have you ever trained with weaponry of any kind?
Yeah, my mom showed me a little bit. You didn't see these, did you? Reaches behind her back and pulls out 2 daggers. You didn't see a sheath or anything like that. 2 small, wicked-looking, very sharp, tiny daggers.
Well, that's
Flips
something.
them and puts them away.
That is something. So. I would like to do more training one-on-one so that I can get more of an idea of what you can do and if there's any way that we can help to prepare you.
With you.
And if I can get them to participate with the rest of the group, I think it would be better for you to have a breadth of experience, perhaps, that you might be lacking right now.
Will you tell them thank you? Will you tell them I said thank you?
Hoish?
Yeah.
Yes, I will tell them.
Okay. I would like that very, very much.
All right.
How long have you known them?
2 weeks.
Cool.
How old are you?
My mom said you're not supposed to ask a lady that.
I didn't realize I was speaking to a lady.
Wow. You're interesting. I'm 19.
19.
Yeah. How old are you?
31.
Wow.
Well, thank you for making time for me. I'll speak to you later.
Oh yeah, it was really nice to meet you, Matthias. I'm really looking forward to traveling with you.
Nice to meet you as well, Neve.
Bye. He smirks a little bit as you walk away, and then goes back to the ship.
Yeah, I'll go back to where everybody else is, so we can get our shit together.
The
Good
difference
stuff.
in vibes.
She goes actually, I do think she goes over and starts talking to Asar, and you see she gives them like a few blankets, and then they start playing at being ghosts for a minute before Drock calls out and says, "Can you two please?" And that's what you hear as you step away.
Also, that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I do not, and gentle thems, I do not speak to teenagers.
She's lovely.
No,
She's a delight.
she is, but also
She's going to
I feel
see
old just watching.
She's gonna see so much death and pain, and
Oh,
Matthias is just like, this
I-
fucking sucks.
I would not worry about that. Anyway.
Are there any other preparations y'all are doing before we heist?
Since everyone's gone off, can I see if I can get some freaking health potions?
Wow.
Because we haven't been able to do it for like 2 days. We haven't been able to find any for 2 days.
You can give me one more investigation check just give me a straight investigation check to see if there's like another boat that's come in today.
We did get that pack of 4
Oh,
Identify
Yeah.
those.
overnight or something.
That's a 4. That's a no.
A 4? No. The
Okay.
you can take the time to identify these potions. You definitely have time for them. None of them are healing potions.
Oh my god. Fucking serious. What are
In
they?
fact, they're hard to identify because they appear to each have a random effect when you drink them. The liquid inside them changes.
Are you
Yes.
serious?
Alex, they're random. Yeah, they're random
Yes,
potions.
I love these.
You don't know what they have in them.
Potions.
God.
So, if I couldn't find potions,
Yeah.
and if everyone's not back yet, I'm gonna go back to my room. Do the rooms have like heating stones? Do they have fireplaces?
Not on the upper floor. The tavern itself has fireplaces, but the individual rooms, it's just more like the heat rising from below. But there are
Never mind
candles, if you want to light something like that.
No, I'm good. I feel like never mind. Thank you though.
I am tactically lowering my AC to 15 as Matthias chooses which pieces of armor he wants to have on so he doesn't have to be so loud. So goddamn loud.
Did you want a shield? Were we gonna get you a shield or are you just gonna hold on to your weapon?
Nah, fuck it. I'll use my greatsword. This is fine.
Yeah, Oash just picks up some heist shit.
Oh, and Matthias tells Owesh that Neve said thank you, and that she would never take that medallion off. The thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They don't react much.
I think we wind up being back before Barden's done with everything, so I go to her room, and if it's locked, Taz will just whip out his lock stuff and listen, I'm just gonna leave a note and some paper and some ink on the table and then get out.
Oh my god. I want to break into your room so I can leave you supplies. I could have waited for you to get back, but I love that. Tazriel, my whole heart. Are you free? Are you free?
She just comes back in and just like, what the fuck?
And there's a note.
Actually, You go.
Oh, there's a note saying, use this paper and ink to write to SK, my friend. Sorry for breaking in.
Okay, concept of she sees this on the table, doesn't see what the note is written, immediately goes through her entire room. Just pulling the mattress up, going through the cupboards, and it's just like then reads it and goes, oh.
Does she think it was beloved?
But like there is something new in her room and it was locked, you know.
That is the psychological terrorism of breaking in to leave something.
Who fucking Amelie
fucking does that?
Yeah. And then she's just like, okay, I'll worry with them. That's a bit strange.
I was gonna say if it
but
was
tucks
me, I would just
everything
assume
away.
that I had put something down and had forgotten that I'd put it there. That's the issue with me, is if something in my house has been
Wait,
moved.
is that Sloan or Matty?
No, it's Sloan 100%. I'm like, if something in my house has moved, I'm just like,
same.
I guess I moved that. I don't know.
Is it that TikTok you shared about how ADHDers can't be haunted? Or did you share that?
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah. Let's fucking go heist prison.
I was
gamers.
vamping so that Alex could eat his fucking noodles.
Thank you.
Because now
that's
was
true.
the time to eat the fucking noodles and
I'm
not on break.
hungry. I was making the noodles over break.
We're ready. We're ready for
Thank
you.
you. What time are you heisting? When are you going?
Nighttime probably seems like a good idea, right?
Like middle of the night or evening?
Because
Oh.
we also don't know how specific the time is that the Lycar has given us, so it could just be this evening, and as soon as it goes into morning, we don't know. She could.
I thought she said tonight. That to me means
Yeah.
Yeah, if we like,
Not-
it takes half a day to get there, right?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
we
we can do
leave
it
early.
at wait, half a day? Do they mean like 12 hours?
It's gonna take you. No. It's gonna take you like 5
5 or
hours
6.
so.
Okay, what if we left at noon and we got there at like 5? And it gave us some time to like stake things out.
Yeah.
Or
Perfect.
if I was a druid, I would wild shape and fly over it. But I'm not a druid in this
Oh,
campaign.
you're not. Are you bringing your horse?
I think
You can leave the horse like by the. I mean, like, are you taking any supplies or anything, or like a cart, or are you just like
We should probably travel light, I think.
traveling light?
yeah.
But we should take food so we can have
Although-
dinner before heisting.
Yes.
You know why we might want to take the horse? Because we don't know what condition this person is going to be in.
That is true. But you also have like 2 mules in your party. Like Matthias and Barden are strong as
Yeah,
fuck.
we're really strong.
So we could probably...
people mules.
I know. I was like, where are
animals too.
I was like, does a witch have a tattoo that summons
yes,
these things? 'Cause what are you
summon
talking
with-
about?
mule.
Even with your,
Summon mount.
even with your strength,
Useful. A tattoo
carrying
from
a
mount.
guy 5 hours, especially if you're fleeing in the middle of the night, might still be kind of difficult. Like you could probably do it because you two are very strong, but it might give you a point of exhaustion or something.
Can we strap
like
him between us on like a little carrier thing?
I'm sorry.
Maybe.
Can you please repeat that?
Can we...
Oh my god.
Can we
I think
hold...
we can,
You know what?
I think we can do that.
Fuck it. Bring the horse. I'm done. We bring
You
the
can bring
horse.
the horse and some leathers if you need to tie someone down or something.
Great.
Yeah.
And we set off
Okay.
on the road. Christ.
You set off. Then we are going to cut. You travel. You do whatever needs doing. You are given the location of the sealed tombs, either by inquiring with the Lykars or through the information that Siren had provided. Once again, not super complete schematics, but the area. And I'm going to pull us over to the entrance.
Gotta get some dance music.
Prison.
Prison map.
I tell everybody that there are guards that could not be turned away. We have to avoid them.
Good.
Okay. And as I pull us over, could I take a perception check from everyone and a stealth check from everyone, just for like the going towards the prison? This isn't like you're active, like sneaking around directly around the outside, just perception and stealth. And also, if you want to put those in the chat for me, because I want to average them, and I'm not going to be able to
Great.
remember all the numbers while
Should
I'm
I
setting this up.
use my pass without trace now? What do people think?
I think that since the guards have been paid to like not look at us, it's probably more important to have the stealth inside where the guards
Yeah.
are a
Yeah.
little less
Fair enough.
conscientious.
All right, so we're doing.
How far are we from the place, like in hours time, when you ask us for this roll in perception?
This perception is as you are approaching. I would say it's sort of like the 10 minutes when you guys are traveling through the mountains, by the way, along the coast, through the mountains. So this is your sort of like 10 or 15 minute approach as you are descending down from sort of the elevation towards the coast once again.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Perception. And stealth, huh?
I rolled 2 different numbers for my stats, but I got the same end result because of the different modifiers.
Amazing.
I forgot that I changed my dice on D&D Beyond to the pink fuzzy ones, and
Oh my god, amazing.
for Bastion, and now
That gay bitch.
Just for folks watching, Kiara rolled a 15 on perception and a 17 on stealth. Just so y'all can
Nice.
play along.
yes,
They've got 19s both ways.
14
Oh,
perception,
fabulous.
17 stealth. Oh, 21. Fucking hell.
21 stealth, but it's a 6 perception, so
26 perception, 15 stealth. Ooh, that was a nat 20 though.
Nice.
It's a freaking nat. Just
You got +6 perception? Damn, bird.
yeah, baby.
very perceptive.
What do you all guys see?
What color
Okay.
are Garden's eyes?
One is a very deep brown. The one with vitiligo is like a moon silver.
Ooh. Thank you.
You're
All right. With your excellent perceptions overall, well, we had a 6. You've passed the group perception and also the group stealth DC. Fantastic.
Yeah, boy.
The entrance to the sealed tombs is located within the dark and towering mass of the Asphalt Mountains. The sun begins to set as you approach. It will not crest over into night for another hour yet. You have time and space to plan as you look down towards the massive guard hole in the ground. I would say that this is, with my ruler, nearly 50 feet across.
Jesus.
A gaping maw that descends straight down into the earth, surrounded by the peaks, almost like a giant hand had scooped out a mountain and moved it somewhere else, leaving a flat area strewn with boulders, metal bars, guard outposts, and lights, lanterns, all surrounding, like a panopticon, this single massive hole in the ground. Getting from the mountains to this entrance, it is impossible to not be spotted. Of course, if there were guards to spot you, or ones who wanted to see you. So basically, entirely sort of like a very tiny valley in the mountains, and there are outposts on the mountains and on the sides looking down towards a flat area with a gigantic hole down into the earth. You're close to the coast, but you're not directly on the coast. You are still sort of within the mountainous area of the Asphalts.
Okay. Ooh.
Looking over these schematics, was there any place that we could like most generally surmise that this would be where a person of this caliber would be held?
Meaning, like deeper levels kind of thing?
Yeah, can we essentially figure out where we're heading? Or do
Aye.
we need to like scout every level?
No. So as far as you can tell, it's not that big. There are not
Okay.
that many people here. as far as Siren is able to provide the information to you, you descend down into the dark, and then there are tombs within the earth. He would have no idea where this particular person would be held. It's almost maze-like, unfortunately. Like, you're going to have to search and navigate. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's no distinct, like, level 1, level 2, level 3. It's just an underground network.
Fuck. Well, I suppose we just head in.
Is it like stairs?
A set of metal bars have been implanted into the earth around this entrance. With the excellent perception checks, you also note it looks like the ground around this area has been disturbed. There are like some boulders and things in the, I would say it's probably like a 100 by 100 rough sort of square area in this valley. Looks like some of these boulders might have been placed deliberately. There are things that have been like dug up around the area. So even just walking towards this hole might be a little difficult.
Somebody said that there were guards that couldn't be like told to go away, but can only be avoided. Any indication as to what that might mean now that we're looking at this thing?
You can give me an intelligence check, Matthias.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Smart boy.
14.
14. Hello, welcome.
Thank you for
with
the
a
raid.
14, that just to you sounds like reminds you of something kind of in the wastes. Like people, you can have guard. There are some things you cannot avoid in the waste, and you're looking at a big underground area.
Ooh, I wonder if there are creatures that are local to this area that they might keep in there.
I was thinking some magical guardians.
Possibly. So you said this was like difficult terrain?
It's not specifically difficult terrain. It looks like there might be unseen protections as you approach the entrance.
Interesting. Can we carry forward carefully?
How are you?
Oh,
Pardon?
can I-
I've got the most health.
Well, before we head forward, let me let Darren out and have him go in front with whoever heads forward to use his blind sight if there's any hidden traps in that way.
And
I know he can only see for like 15 feet, so he'd have to be close to the front, but...
Okay.
And I'm gonna connect Matthias, Oash, and Kiara into the mind and use a bonus action, Alex, to get back one of my psionic die, so I have as many as possible before we go in there.
Okay. Then, Barden, will you give me a dexterity check with advantage because of Darren?
I love Darren. Yeah, she just definitely says hello if he floats nearby. Just like, all right, mate, you coming with me?
Yeah, I guess.
Oof, that's a 4. Oh wait, no,
Christ.
advantage. Oh, thank God, that's a 16. That's better.
A 16. Okay. Begin to descend down from these mountains here. Boulders, once again, sort of a light sunset. Let me get our time of day.
Ooh.
Oh, that is so dark. Here we are. A warm sunset. You're just walking right in.
Yep. Hello.
Barden, you are sort of stepping carefully. You do actually see, as you look up, again, like just the sunset, 2 guard outposts across from the area you're approaching. Tell me which cardinal direction you're approaching from.
Oh God, why did you ask me about a compass? So
North,
if we're
south,
taking
east,
the
or
map
west?
that we've got, the map that we've currently got.
I'm assuming that the top of the map is north.
Top of the map is north.
I'm gonna say north, because looks like that's the way down.
Okay. Approaching from the north, sort of stopping between boulders, you see 2 guard outposts up in the mountains. Like they have sort of the ability to look down towards this area. And there are a shadow passes in front of one lantern. It's not very lit up in this area, but it does look like there are people sort of moving. You don't hear any calls, you don't hear any alarms or anything like that. You start to step around a boulder and you hear sort of like a flap noise, and something wraps around your wrist and tugs you backward. Darren says, "Careful."
It's still holding on to me?
Yeah.
It's not pulling me.
Don't take another step.
Oh, okay, bud.
Little bit to the left. Okay, good. You can keep going.
Thank you. And just very gently walking through, just keeping an eye out.
Specifically because of Darren's advantage, you are able to avoid whatever is buried in the ground here and make it to the front of those bars. The rest of you can see the path that Barden followed.
She tried to dig her heel every time she stepped forward, just so they could have a visual.
So you can each also make dexterity checks with advantage for me. And I'll just tell you, you all need to beat a 12. Dex with advantage.
Oh my sweet Lord Jesus.
Kiara's gonna cast guidance on herself as she's walking because this is not her thing.
Sarah?
I rolled a 16, and so I was like, yeah, I guess I'll roll again. It couldn't hurt. Natural 20.
Nice.
Fabulous.
Wow.
Dexterity checks. I had to roll a d4 still.
I rolled an 8 and a 1.
Total?
So the total is 12.
Oh my god.
Dirty 20.
Beautiful.
I should have guided you.
You should have. I just made the DC, so a 12.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I have a
Strong
+1
start.
dex. Why would I guide y'all?
All right, everyone beats a 12. Your group navigates carefully and slowly to the front north entrance of the sealed tombs. Once again, looking up as you approach, the lanterns around in this valley slowly wink out, leaving the area suffused in darkness.
Going in? Are we going in? Are we going in?
Let's go.
Fucking go.
Barden's gonna be still. And everyone will see her put a hand
You
out.
don't have dark vision, do
Thank you.
you?
My computer is super frozen. Give it a second.
Hang on.
Just
Just frozen.
stay with me and
Everything was
Okay, now
super
go, Kiara.
frozen. Start from the entrance into this place. I swear to God, I'm gonna fix my computer. It's time intensive. It takes a long time.
Yeah, so I guess Barden, repeat your line and then.
Yeah, Barden's just like, I can't see. Someone needs to take me in. I don't want to put the lights up to
Barden can't see.
it would attract attention.
Kiara immediately grabs her hand and says, "I've got you. Don't worry."
I thought half-orcs had dark
Thank you.
vision.
Okay, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. I have put on exploration mode here in Multiverse. I would also love for everyone to roll initiative for me.
Fucking hell, dude! Already?
Already? Oh boy.
I
you can also
personally
roll it
can see
in the
most of the way
platform.
through the fog. So if you wanted to edit that, I might be a secret keeper or something of that nature.
You are. I will.
Oh yeah, I still can also see too. Maybe.
I can
Yeah,
see
I can
what's
see.
on the stream.
Yeah, I'm just watching the stream.
see.
It kind of reminds me of playing Pokemon in the moonlight, and then when you don't have the torch.
You want to reload for me, Sloan?
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 1 for a 2 total.
Uh-oh.
SpaghettiOs.
Darren is also back by Awasia's side once they start to descend.
Awesome.
Listen,
For that
just
original.
don't all die in the first round.
Darren and I rolled the same thing for initiative.
Yeah, I can still see the same stuff, so it might be that you have partial fog on instead of a full fog.
Ah, you are right. Let me fix that. And together and full. How's that?
There we go.
Better. All right.
Okay. You said you are not lighting any light sources. You are in like full darkness here, full obscurity, meaning even if you have dark vision, you will make perception checks with disadvantage.
Right.
Should I? My sword can light the way a bit. Shall I do that? Or is it better to be quiet? And
I can also put light on something else. If you don't want your sword to be what lights up.
I mean, I don't mind being a target, but I'd like to be able to see.
Don't you have? How long do the
dancing
lights
lights?
Here, Barden. I think Kiara's gonna pull out like a silver coin and say, "What if I put light on this so that you can hide it if needed in your pocket or something?"
I mean, I can turn off the light on my my sword. I can
Oh.
sheath it, as it were. But really, thank you. She can't see you, but she's squeezing your hand in
Yeah,
thanks.
she's still holding your hand, so.
Shall I do that?
Yes.
I don't. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, agreed. And she is just quick as anything, just has the sword out and has lit it. And there is this sort of gold yet silver light shining from it in 10 foot. And she holds it in front of her, just trying to look around.
Right. Now, you climb. Also, I would like to say, for anyone watching, this will contain mentions of claustrophobia, underground areas, could contain mentions of bugs, so take care and be safe.
Horror time.
Your group descends down a rope ladder. It is obviously intentionally kept in disrepair. 40 feet, 60 feet, 100 feet until you lose track down into the darkness. The ladder sways with the weight of all of you. Vice, Matthias, Kiara, Wish, Barden, and Tazriel. Until you find yourselves feeling out with your feet for solid ground. Dirt crumbles away as you step forward here. Those of you with dark vision, what you can make out in these shades of gray. Rough-hewn walls, propped up in places with boulders that look like they were brought down from the mountains. There is a thick, wet stench, a moisture. The area here. Like some kind of underground river runs through this area. Immediately, as soon as you land, you realize you are surrounded by open tunnels. 6, 7, or 8 different entrances. Some maybe 4 feet tall, wide and low. None of these tunnels are bigger than 8 feet tall. Some you will have to crawl through.
All right. Anybody have any idea where we should start?
There's really not much record keeping down here. So, I suppose we should pick a direction and head in it.
Do we know what Yusuf looks like?
Well,
Would I have gotten a description? Or
Probably
I guess
would've-
I could probably recognize from someone who looked like his father.
Yes, he will look like his father. Dark skin, dark beard, definitely Jurian. Sort of deep brown eyes and tight curled hair.
I'll give that description.
all right.
Okay.
Which directions are available to us?
There are 7 different directions. This is less you all mapping this area out and more how long it is going to take you to stumble the right direction without alerting whatever else is down here.
Oh, speaking of which, pass without trace.
Smart.
Matthias.
Yeah, what's up? Is this place anti-magic? Don't fucking say that to me.
Will you give me an Arcana check as you try to cast this spell?
You whore.
God. We're
Fuck.
fucked.
4.
Fine.
You release the spell, and normally your spells shake the earth, but the earth shakes in a way that is uncomfortable and unpleasant. Dirt trickles from the ceiling, and you hear a wind move through the tunnels like someone breathing in a deep. And your spell does not work.
Do you tell
What the
us
fuck
that?
was that? What the fuck was that?
Just happened.
It didn't work.
What didn't?
Kiara is immediately going to cast Detect Magic.
Give me an Arcana check.
Because she can do that.
That is a leveled spell, right? It's not cast as a cantrip.
No, it's a level 1, but it's at will.
It's at will. Okay.
Yeah. So Arcana check. Oh god, I got a +0 on this. Ooh.
Better than me.
10.
A 10? It does not work. Because you can continue to cast this at will.
Mhm.
I just want to know basically how many times you try and cast it. You need to beat a DC of 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay.
So you need to beat an 11.
At least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, that one didn't work. So time 3. Okay, finally. 14.
All right. The wind blows and buffets around you. Your detect magic spell activates, and whatever sort of way your magic might feel, you know, the warmth to it, the concentration, Agnita's presence around you, instead the spell feels damp and tremulous, almost like you're looking at a light through layers and layers and layers of soaking wet paper. There is some kind of magic to this place, but it's not really of a spell level. You just tell that there is some kind of massive enchantment in here. It's almost like the walls themselves, the earth down here, dampens a connection to whatever your magical source is. To the weave, or to a god, or to a plane.
I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
Magic.
Always just
Wait.
watches.
Do you say you're gonna try it again?
Yeah.
Because Kiara's gonna slap a guidance on you.
Yeah.
Things that
That will
harder down here.
Cantrips do not have the same effect. You can cast cantrips.
Okay.
It took me 3 tries to detect magic.
2.
Okay.
Interesting.
Guidance.
Mhm.
Okay. Fuck. I don't think that makes it. I think it just fails because I rolled an 11 and I have a -2 and I got a 2 on the guidance. So just fails.
Isn't Pass Without Traces first or second?
Second level.
Oh shit.
Oh.
If you are interested in still casting the spell, knowing that you're likely to fail, Matthias, I will allow you to. This is something new. I'm also trying. I will allow you to succeed at this check as long as you allow me to create a deliberate consequence for it later.
Well, I also have some inspirations that I can use. I have 2.
You can use the inspiration to reroll it.
I'll use an inspiration if this doesn't work.
Mhm.
God.
You can add the guidance again too.
Is it gonna help? Is it gonna make a difference?
Depends. If I get a 4. Jesus, Lord have mercy. This die is very bouncy. I'm sorry, it keeps bouncing out. No, it doesn't help. Yes, I'll take that whatever thing. I will do that.
Ooh, consequence.
Consequence. Once
Fuck's
again,
sake.
sort of a blades in the dark style, you are now doing things at a higher risk, even though you've cast this spell. So
He grits his teeth and like does it again and then just keeps pushing until it works.
sort of push the spell through, and then all of you, even those without dark vision, sort of like feel some kind of movement, and the walls shrink in a little bit towards you.
Oh,
Everybody saw that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You also feel it because now your boots or shoes are buried in 2 inches of dirt. It rises up around you.
Immediately pulling her boots out of it, just nope, grabs Kiara, just pulls her out, and it's just pulling everyone around her out of the mud.
I'm fine.
That doesn't do to Awish. Awish doesn't like being touched, but definitely grabs Taz.
While that's happening, and I try to summon my dagger, do I have any trouble doing that?
Was that a no?
You are able to summon your dagger easily.
Well, we're not as easy to sense now, at least. Door number
For the
3!
record, I hate this.
What?
Door number 3!
Door number 3.
Door number
Alright.
3, you want to go down 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me those group stealth checks with the pass without trace.
Do you mind if I lead?
Me.
I know that Barden has the lit sword, but
Hey, Sloan, high five.
Fine.
I got a 15 with the pass without the trace.
yeah, I got a 14 with the pass without trace.
It adds a 10.
That's a 10?
Yeah.
That's plus
That's
10.
19.
Nice.
Can I be right next to Oasis as we're walking, keeping an eye out for traps? And
Yes. I will take a marching order from you after I get this pass without trace.
Okay.
I was saying fuck because I finally rolled a natural 20.
Oh, no.
Um,
You have weird reactions, Sloan. I love you, but most of
I'm
them are like,
angry
"Fuck."
because Matthias, like, the dice fucking hate this character. They will not give him a fucking break. It's insane. But anyway, that's a 31 for me.
They're emo dice.
Jesus.
I got a 21. I rolled a 2.
Okay, and I have to make one for Vice as well. Vice.
Does Darren have to make one?
If he's like on your person, no. If you want him to be scouting ahead, yes.
No, I just have it on my shoulder.
Kiara will say, if you're going to do something and you can, let me know and I'll try to help.
Got it.
And yes, I would love a marching order.
Yeah, I'd love if Sig could go in front, but I know that Barden had the lit sword, so how do you feel?
She can go behind Awish.
Are these tunnels, like, how wide are these tunnels?
Yeah. Are these single file?
Yes, well, it depends which one you're picking. The largest one, if you want to go for the largest one, is there's one that you could go through 2 by 2. Everything else is single file, and a few of them are you have to crawl.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll actually be right behind Barden and just say to Oasis, if you see something that needs disarming, just let me know.
Wait, you're separating Kiara from her comfort femme?
It's okay. I will be behind Kiara.
Yeah, Kiara's gonna hold on to Matthias because she needs to be holding on to somebody.
Yeah, Barden's holding her sword, but has like her hand on the wall, just kind of gauging it. Just as they go.
And can we put Vice in the middle?
Vice in the middle. Got it. I'm gonna put a little light on your sword.
So it's Oash, Barden, Taz, Vice, Kiara, Matthias?
Matthias.
Yes.
Sick.
And Darren on my shoulder. Sweet boy.
Okay.
There seems to be a rock on the ground next to me, Alex. Is that anything special?
That is just the spawn point.
Ah,
No,
I see.
special. That's a good rock.
If you want to look at the rock, you can take some time to look at a rock. You are allowed.
Well, everyone's
You
getting in
all
line.
have to move together as you travel through this area.
Lord have
You are
mercy.
welcome to explore.
All right,
It's
lads.
this spot here that we're heading through, right? The one that I'm
Mhm.
kind of edging toward.
Take it.
Okay.
Do it, Sarah.
I'm
Go.
going.
We're following.
Here I go. Here I go. Here I go again.
Thank you for moving me, Alex.
Just tell me when I should stop. Oh, we have reached a divot. Let's go this way.
This is very
Obviously,
small.
keeping an eye out for traps and
Oh,
other
that's the
things.
end of this. I don't.
Also, I,
Can we go past this, Alex? Is this like a wall or?
You walk slowly, stealthily, until you reach the walls narrowing in around you. And then ahead of you, the floor drops away.
hold.
An echoing darkness, your words. Hold, 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 hold. It does.
Yeah, go
There
ahead.
are more paths ahead with your dark vision. Again, that radius you can see, but it looks to be about, I think, a 10-foot. Or, yeah, 10-foot area you have to
Hang
cross.
on. Let me. I would like to. Let me look at this. Sorry.
Mhm.
I would like to send 10 feet down into this drop prestidigitation to light it up very briefly to see if I can see if there's a bottom or if this is just a chasm.
Investigation for me, please.
11.
11. With the briefest flash, you can see there's some kind of liquid at the bottom of a pit. Maybe, again, brief flash, over 10 feet deep. No idea how much deeper, but liquid.
Let's go another way for now.
Do you?
And she leads them up. Is this a way? No.
No.
Okay. We go this way.
All right. You see to
Oh.
your left,
Yeah.
you pass by another open area. The ground sort of shakes for a moment as you're walking. Vice pauses. And another hole that descends into the ground. Again, not easy to tell how far it is across. But on a sort of spike of dirt that erupts from the center of this smaller chasm, there is a tomb. Transparent material, again, just sort of reflective. You can't make out details inside, you can't make out colors, but there is a body laying within this coffin. Water or some kind of liquid drips down, runs over the coffin, and falls below it.
How much do you want to guess that touching that may set off some kind of alert?
It'd be something I'd do.
All right.
Can we see the body in
Let's
there?
do some investigation. We can see it, but not details, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you
Austin?
are you gonna tell Kiara you're investigating and ask for like basically to get guidance?
Oh, I can, yeah.
Well, it's up to you because guidance. I
They
believe
said that
is a
out
touch-
loud. They're not doing any magic that will require an Arcana check. But if you want to guide their investigation, that's fine.
The thing is, it's a touch spell, which is why Kiara would not do it unless Uweish specifically asked. Okay, then Kiara will cast guidance on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm bad at communication. I meant sure, as in I understand if Kiara doesn't cast this on Sig.
Yeah, no. Kiara would wait for Awash to specifically say. Kiara's not going to offer touch without Awash asking.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Awash says. Yeah.
For now, if they fail, they might ask for it, but they are fairly confident in.
Cool.
Okay. You're trying to see the body, or you're sending Darren over to look?
I'm sending a mage hand to dip into the water to see if it does anything.
Okay. You don't need to make a check. You send the mage hand sort of hovering over the water. There's a blink, blink. And something sort of crawls over and around your mage hand. It scoops what is not water, but some kind of swarm of insects that is dripping down from the ceiling.
So it's not water.
God.
It's bugs.
It's bugs.
Wow, that sucks so
Awash
bad.
like pulls back the mage hand, and everyone sees that like this spectral hand is just crawling with these creatures, and then looks back and says, "Quite a trick."
Not ideal. Can we get a closer look into if they might be in that box? Would it be helpful if we put something over the drip?
I might have
Fabric,
something
perhaps. All right.
for that. Wish will look to Kiara and say, "I'll take that help if you're willing to give it."
Of course. And Kiara will just, without ceremony, cast guidance.
Ceremony? We getting married?
Without ceremony. We may be, but it's not now. Ah! It's in my earballs.
Okay.
They touched.
I prepared this so that I wouldn't have to cast it as a ritual. Go me.
Hell yeah, dog, get it.
Take my long rest real quick because I want to clear my spells. I haven't used any today. Awash cast. This will last for an hour if they are successful. Floating disc.
Give me an Arcana check, and you can add that guidance.
Nice.
Good that I had the guidance. I'll still make it. Actually, I think I make it even without it. But love that high. Oh, forgot how high my Arcana was. Don't look at me.
All right. Well,
That's a 14.
A 14. Your spell will succeed. You cast that floating disc,
nice.
and the insects on your mage hand like react. They all sort of stop moving for a second where they are on the mage hand, and then you cast the spell and they start moving again.
I'll dismiss the mage hand and just send the disc, which looks. Do I want to make this spooky? Alex, can I say that a wish can kind of like choose what it looks like at different times?
Yeah, you have the ability to like change the sort of flavor and damage of your spells. I'm very willing to allow you to flavor this to look a little different if you want.
It's arms. It's arms extending from a single point in a circle. And they are covered in runes and get Every single one of them is tattooed in the way that Awash's arms are tattooed, and they send it towards and they hold above the tomb as the creatures begin to crawl on it.
This reminds me of a dream I had once.
The bugs
Maybe it
crawl
is.
over the disc and spill off, and you can see as the sort of like layer of grime or insects or whatever was on the coffin kind of spills off. The body inside the coffin itself is about sort of 6 feet by 4 feet, I would say, made of some kind of crystalline material, of course, salt, most likely, right? Salt or glass or something. The figure within is indistinct, but they seem to be floating in some kind of liquid within the glass. get that slightly closer look.
Does it look like the liquid that was pouring over the casket?
No, it's not dark.
Okay.
Not a dark liquid. With the light of the sword, this is what you can make out. Again, actually like looking into the face, like through the salt and through the liquid, looking towards the face of this figure is going to be difficult unless you're able to get onto the coffin itself or like step over the chasm or something. It's about, I would say, 7 to 10 feet around this plinth.
What is 7 to 10 feet around it?
The drop. Meaning that, like,
Could I jump it?
you could try and jump it if you want.
Yeah, that seems fine.
Are you
There are other things to do.
I think I'm gonna try and get a closer look to make sure that it's not who we're looking for. Kiara, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, okay, of course. Kiara's not panicking at all at Matthias leaving. Slaps another guidance.
I'll be right here.
Give me.
He's gonna back up a couple of feet and then takes a running jump across.
Yeah. I believe I want to check the jump for D&D. I want to see if I need to have you make an athletics check.
I
think it depends
yes.
on
Strong boy.
how the jump is.
Yeah.
Oh, strong boy without as much armor.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not weighed down. He's lithe.
What is your strength score is 21. You can long jump 21 feet if you move at least 10 feet on foot. There's not
Do
space.
I have 10
You
feet?
do not have 10 feet here because of the walls closing in and the tightness. So you can, with a standing long jump, you can leap half that distance. So because your strength score is 21, you can leap 10 feet without an athletics check.
Damn.
Fantastic.
He looks like a fucking gazelle.
He's so hot. I feel like it's less like a gazelle and more like heavy machinery. Like
freight train.
See, I'm
Y'all
going
remember the
straight
fucking
with tiger pounce. From
God,
crouch
yes,
to
that's
straight
true.
up.
Have y'all have seen the fucking Transformers movies? There's like a fucking transformer. Just
Jesus Christ.
Run and dig his feet into the edge of that edge of the ledge and just propel himself across and land in like a deep squat on the other side.
Push off.
Looks advanced.
You push off and grab, you have to like grab kind of onto the coffin and land onto it. There's like a very small area around where it's like balanced, right? Vice catches your eye. Oation just like grins, a flash of teeth in the darkness. And Matthias, as you look down into this tomb, you see a familiar face.
Fuck off.
Dorian.
Is it similar to the description though?
No.
Okay. Different person.
Oh my god, Alex. You've really thrown a wrench in this. Oh my god, okay.
Did I?
Matthias is frozen fully, I think, on the plinth, just like looking down.
We have this group call on, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Matthias, are you okay? What do you see?
I know this person.
Somebody else
How-
keeps the company of thieves.
How old does he look?
Younger than you. I would say he was older than you, right? A few years older. So
Not by much.
not by much, like 1 or 2. Looks like he's maybe still in his 20s.
What did you do?
Are are we waking them up, Matthias? You're our leader, make a choice. This is just in your head.
What's happening?
Valerian.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Is there a hinge on this thing?
No. This is... Well, it's going to take an investigation check, actually. And you are making it with your dark vision, since the dim light of the sword is only 10 feet. So do an investigation with disadvantage. It could be perception or investigation with disadvantage.
Since you didn't use the guidance, it does hold for a minute.
It will hold. You can use the guidance on this.
Sarah is concentrating on it for you, so it's up until you use it in a minute.
Finally, a good roll. If I'm using perception, 21.
Okay. The coffin itself seems to be sealed, right? But it looks like it's less that there's a hinge and more like the top, like there's a very, very thin sort of layer or line where you can just lift the top of it off. But it's like almost imperceptible if you hadn't like run your hands sort of along the edge and felt it and noticed it. So you can just lift the top of this thing right off. It's heavy, but you can try.
I think that he does.
Okay.
I think that like while he's like processing, he's just kind of like feeling around the edges, and when Oesh asks like, what are you doing? Make a choice. He says yes in his head while he is like he squats and gets his hands on this thing and just like lifts it from one of the top edges.
With a 21, the DC for this investigation was 15. You beat it by 5. With a 21, you realize as you begin to lift it that there are these thin threads or strands, like as you lift, that connect the top to the base. So you, by lifting it off, you recognize like if you pull it up, you're going to disturb something. It seems like it's almost impossible to avoid.
Can I get enough space? Like, is there enough give to pull him out without...
An inch.
So that's a no. What about if I break the glass?
You could try breaking the glass. It wouldn't disturb the threads, so... You can give it a shot.
Yeah. What does he have? What's in his inventory? He's got a couple of things. Got that javelin, but...
You can use the blunt end of your sword?
Could use the blunt end of my sword, but I can't get a very good grip on it. Tell you what he's gonna do. He's going to take his, like, sort of cape/cowl, and he wraps it around his elbow, and then he's gonna take his elbow and just into the glass.
Athletics. Actually, just straight strength, not athletics. This is kind of pure brute force. It's not something you can train necessarily.
That is 22.
Okay. DC for this was 20. You bring your elbow down with a sound, and you all see that sort of stream of liquid pause almost in midair, like it no longer spills down, it kind of freezes and begins to swarm up, gathering on top of the disc. The salt smashes inwards, and this acrid, smoky scent fills your nostrils, Matthias. Whatever liquid Dorian is floating in is disgusting and nasty, and like you have to blink away tears in your eyes, but you see his face.
Fuck me.
Warm, blush skin, short cropped dark hair, a little scar on his lip, freckles. He's dressed in noble attire, sort of a blue vest almost, like he was wearing a suit, but the suit jacket was left at a party or something. Ruffled white collar, sleeves rolled up.
Matthias reaches in, he kind of like looks up towards the bugs, and then he just reaches in and grabs him under his armpits and hauls him up through the hole that he's cleared, and fireman over the shoulder, and is then going to try and get back over to the other side.
Barden is going to put the sword down for a second and just have her arms out if Mattie's going to try and jump back, just to kind of help, because that's going to be freaking unwieldy.
Bugs gathering in a mass are only not falling onto Dorian and Matthias because of your disc. This time I will need an athletics check. You can make it with advantage because Barden is helping, since you're trying to do this jump while you're carrying someone. I think that's still pretty difficult.
He's not big, but that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Athletics with advantage.
Okay, yes, I did it with advantage, but this one was a little tough.
Did you use the guidance yet, or is it?
I think that I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did use the guidance.
All right.
And I woofed it. Wow, still 21.
Okay.
That's
Barden
love.
has to catch you, like reduce the amount that you're jumping, but you sort of like shove the coffin off of the plinth because there's just no space, like as you jump, and Barden, you're able to catch Matthias and this figure and sort of pull them up onto the dirt.
Yeah. Got you. You're right. Okay. Just gently kind of puts you both down. Who is this?
Someone who I know, who I have reason to believe isn't in here because they're guilty.
Seems to be
And
a
I can
trend.
explain more about it later.
God.
Okay.
So it would seem. But I have him. He's not awake yet, is he?
No.
Do you
Then we still
want
have
me
time.
to try to wake him up?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
There's
We still have work to do
like
here.
coming from like his eyes, his ears, his nose, that liquid, his mouth is like dribbling out. Like he was submerged within it.
Yeah. Should we make sure that he's not going to like fucking die from being taken out of this at least, though?
I won't say no. I won't say no.
I will. I can cast Spare the Dying.
If you want to, well, you can give me a medicine check. Tazriel, you're proficient with healer's kit too, so both you and Kiara can make a medicine check if you would like.
Ooh. Yeah.
I can lay him down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kiara rolled
As they do this.
19.
Oh.
So I got a. Sorry.
You're good.
Good.
I have my stuff up wrong way.
As they do that, Barden gets up and away and has the sword back in her hand and is looking at those bugs, just like
Awage is going to
ready to
just gonna
defend,
allow
just in
them to
case
fall
something
back.
happens.
You release the disc. What was that medicine check, Taz?
I got a 14, but if I'm like looking and checking out the healer's kit, and if Dorian doesn't have any hit points, he can have 1 hit point from me.
That's
because of the healer's kit.
That Spare the Dying will stop him from dying too.
This is just for you guys trying to determine if this liquid, like if he looks paler, I mean, hard to say, if it looks like he is in danger from what has transpired, and collectively with the 19 and the 14, neither of you think that he is unstable in any way. Whatever condition he is in is fully stable. Like he's, like warm, right? His face isn't, like his pulse isn't reedy or anything like that. Just seems to be sleeping very, very deeply. If you do like Spare the Dying or try and pump any hit points into him, he actually won't wake up.
Okay. He's stable.
You release the disc, and the swarm doesn't fall. It's still sort of like gathering They're not flying, but like there are so many of whatever these tiny insects are that they are
over each other.
climbing each other, sort of descending down here. It does look like it's almost sort of swarming, reaching out in your direction, like these tendrils of bugs reaching out over the 10-foot gap.
Let's make haste.
Pick him back up again.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna beat a retreat from these buggerinos.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, what the fuck, dog?
Alex really said,
Fuck you, Sloan.
no one gets to survive. No one.
Complications.
There
Anywhere.
will be no survivors.
Which
Chaz
leads
is
everyone this
unfortunate.
way. And then down.
Okay.
We can just pretend that he's with us.
Right, you've got him
He's there.
as you're
It's happening.
wandering around.
Ah, dead end.
Will, since you are leading Oesh, will you give me a... This is wisdom.
I'm pretty wise. Just a straight wisdom check?
Great wisdom.
Pretty wise. I have a +2 to my wisdom, so that's a dirty 20.
Excellent. With a dirty 20, as you are wandering through these tunnels, you've been in tight and dark spaces before, navigated through sewers or through storms. You manage to keep your head and keep your bearings. You know which direction you came from. Some of these tunnels seem to be deliberately winding. There is a point where the only way forward is to get down, all of you on your knees, and crawl. Pushing through that space, it opens up a little bit more, and you recognize 3 or 4 of the tunnels sort of connecting back towards the entrance. So you are aware of the way back towards the entrance. Holding on to that information is very useful.
And on the map right now, is that like, hang on, is that like this area down by Vice?
Going
That
back
connects
towards
to the
the
entrance?
left is where you're going to head back to the entrance from.
Yes. But if I went down into the right,
That is a new area.
okay, I take everyone that way. And I jerk my head back towards the other way and I say, back where we came from.
I just had a moment of that part in Labyrinth where she draws a lipstick arrow and the little stone comes out and flips.
Yeah.
Oh.
Before we go any further, Sig is going to stop. Oesh is going to stop, look back, and say, check in. Anyone losing their nerve?
Still here?
Barden's sort of greener side of her face is definitely paled. Like she seems to be holding on, like she's gripping onto her sword with a little bit of a shake. But she's like, yeah.
Question. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I have a question for the DM. One of the prizes that was given to Kiara was illusory script.
Yes.
I'm just trying to can it it's hard for me to tell from the writing, especially given the pace at which we're going. Can I write invisibly to everyone but us?
I believe so. Let's
'Cause it's
see.
a potent illusion.
To
that
you and
lasts
any
for the
creatures you designate when you cast the spell, the writing appears normal, written in your hand. To all others, the writing appears as it were written or is unintelligible.
Okay.
So you can write on certain areas and it would look to most people like it's just sort of natural divots in the rock. To everyone that you designate, it would appear as script.
Okay. Second question, is this actually at will for Kiara, or is that just how it is on her sheet?
It is a first level spell. It requires you spending a first level spell. It's just at will because it's tied to the boon.
Yeah, okay, because it's not like because detect magic. It actually says that I can use it without spending a spell slot. So I want to ask. So she's not going to use it right now.
Okay.
Saving them slots.
You sort of pause for that check-in. It's this is a bit of a bigger area opening up between some narrow passageways. This area, walls on most sides, but more of a sort of cavernous fall off cliff to the sort of like front and side here.
Oash does catch Barden's hesitance and lets out a little breath, but turns.
Were you gonna say something, BJ?
Taz will say he's good, but he looks furious. He looks so angry.
Sorry.
This is also a dead end.
Listen, I'm not feeling super hype either.
There is another tomb as you sort of navigate.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Why is it moving?
That's me.
That one's spry. It's got some life in it.
You see another tomb. But I would love if we could take another quick 5-minute break here.
Sure, yeah.
I need to stretch a little bit, and then we will come back for more Christ.
Oh my fucking
And to find out who's in it.
Alright.
Opening. More tomb opening.
Bye.
See y'all in
See you
5.
soon.
Hello and welcome back to Strange Hungers. The tomb that you see ahead of you is once again sort of suspended in midair in a much wider open area. It is not 10 feet from you. It is, I would say, I'm actually like sort of moving where it is. And I'm going to put a little light on it so you can, there you go, you can sort of see. It is more like 15 feet, and this area drops off very sharply from what you can tell. Almost like kind of spills down into a deeper level, and there are more tunnels that you can see like on the wall across, like at like maybe kind of right at the edge of the dark vision, like 30, 40, 50, 60, like sort of this like, you know, scraggly wall area winding up and down deeper.
Are there still bugs?
There is water dripping down.
Here's the thing. My floating disc cannot handle pits or areas that are beyond 10 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
I can't send it over this time.
No.
Do you want me to take you over there?
I think I should be fine. But if you'd like to join.
Barden holds out an arm to take Dorian, I guess.
He'll just like have her help him put him on the ground. Okay. Matthias is stone-faced. Puts the body down like there's nothing to indicate that they have any sort of connection. Barely even looks at him. And is gonna do the same thing you did before.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, this is a tighter area. If you're trying to, the tomb itself is like past 15 feet away from you. It's a lot harder to jump that distance.
How far is the distance?
What was that? Shan. The approximation of the tomb, I would say, is about 18 feet.
Oh. Alex, I have a question. Is the space that we're in right now not like 10 feet of space for the running long jump? Like this extra caverny space we have right here?
Although it appears to be a larger space, the walls themselves are like sort of sloped down and lower and like cut in with boulders and things. So you don't really have like a nice, clean, flat area. It's fully like almost like a vein or an artery, like thick and clumpy, dug out through the earth. Very hard to get like a good running long jump without like hitting your head as you leap up into this space.
Oh, I was gonna say, could we do it so that Matty runs, or Matty has whatever thing he has, and Barden also lends her own strength and just basically grabs him and throws?
I'll say, you are welcome to try and do this using pure physical skill. It is very likely that if you fail, you will fall.
Yeah, we don't really want to die.
Pulls out a rope and says, I think this may be a better plan.
He has a javelin, and he was going to suggest throwing the javelin to have a thing across. Or if there is space above where he could potentially get it in there.
Yes.
And like
you could try and throw the javelin the sort of like 30, 40 feet across to another wall and get the line between there.
Yeah, let's try and do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a javelin and throw that boy.
You're gonna give me an attack roll. Keep in mind that you're trying to throw a javelin hard enough that a rope attached to it will bear the weight of a 6 foot, 7 foot tall man.
Yep.
So make it a good throw.
Will do.
And someone will hold the other side of the rope so that it won't fall into the chasm.
I'm gonna pull that back because that was a natural one.
Your javelin sticks in on the other side, much lower than you had intended to throw it. You try and tug it back, and there's a... It's kind of lodged.
Well, it is lodged.
Before you go, I
take
can
it to the other
have...
side.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I
you
can
make
help
that...
one of you.
One
Sorry.
more time. Puja first.
Part-
and then
okay. If you look like you're making a move towards the edge, Kiara will say, I can only help one of you.
I'm fine.
Okay.
She can fly. She doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Guidance on Matthias. That was it.
And then, Barden, what are you doing?
Oh, the other side of the rope, unless someone's doing that. My internet kind of skipped partway through discussing this, so I just wanted to check.
The six
Yeah.
strength babies are not holding onto that rope.
Yeah. Barden's just
Okay. And Vice as well is going to just sort of like honestly stand near the edge and make sure that if you like just kind of slip, that she can like just try to grab your arm or something. She also is not super nervous in this space, but more. Actually, she seems to be having a kind of a great time.
Yeah, Vice.
Classic.
Yeah, Vice.
So it's more like she's just kind of excited, like bouncing on the balls of her feet, like ready and aware to also help out if needed.
The way that this rope has lodged, if we were to travel underneath the rope, would we not be able to climb up onto the plinth, or?
You are lower than the plinth. You would probably be able to get a hand up onto it.
All right. Okay. All right. Hoish takes a look at it. Takes the staff from they've kind of slipped it so that it's not horizontal across their back, but vertical. Hands it to Matthias. And
Yeah.
puts a hand on his shoulder. If you begin to fall, it's better that the two of us are together.
Smart. I'm gonna start trying to fucking crawl that rope, baby.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I am. This is actually going to be acrobatics, not athletics, for the two of you.
Fuck off.
I'm just hanging on like a little koala. Do I have to do anything?
You're hanging on to Matthias.
Yeah, I'm holding Matthias.
All right.
That's why I had to
can-
get
in case
ready.
you fall.
All right, touching a lot.
You can immediately tell Matthias. You start putting some weight on this, it's not going to hold the two of you.
Fuck.
The rope will break.
Say fuck at the same time.
Like, it will help if you like jump and try and like catch it, maybe, but there's no way it's going to hold the weight of two of you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, well, Taz will say, I might have better luck crossing alone.
All right.
So dexterous.
Yes, I don't need to go across. I just
Taz, give me an acrobatics check.
Hell yeah. I'll give you an acrobatics check. Huh, I did not take proficiency in that, but it doesn't matter. It's dex.
You're a rogue.
I'm a dexy boy.
rogue.
Oh yeah. That is a 20. That was a natural 20 for 24.
Excellent.
Fuck yes, dude.
That
Hell
natural
yeah.
20, like, is the only thing that's gonna cancel out that nat 1, because Taz, you're just so quick, is the thing. It's like with Barden pulling and the javelin sort of lodged as it is, you almost like just sort of like kind of step across it as the javelin pulls out, and you grab the coffin as the like tip of the javelin breaks and then swings down and bumps against the wall. You're on the plinth, but your javelin broke and the rope is
But
untied.
at what cost?
Lots of bugs.
My javelin!
Okay. Oh, okay. Wait.
Not
So-
getting that back.
Wait, isn't it tied to some rope or something right now? That Barden was
It
holding.
is,
it
but-
broke. You have a pole. You got a
Oh,
little
yeah.
javelin pole.
You have a pole. Okay, so I go over and I am, and this has the trickle of water, correct?
It does. It's got you. Actually,
Water.
yes. Will you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh no.
Motherfucker, what the fuck, Alex? Why are you so excited about this? I
So
hate it.
excited.
Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. I have a +7 to these. I am a dexterous motherfucker.
Work so hard on this dungeon. Let him have joy.
Bugs.
Okay. I'm sorry, Alex. A 20. Unless that's gonna fuck me up.
In which case
No.
I failed.
This is more, you're gonna get some bugs on you, Taz.
Okay.
But you avoid the like trickle of them. Like you don't, as you like grab on as the rope falls out from under you, you move your head back before like a massive trickle of bugs like falls onto and cascades over your body. And you can like brush off. They're almost like very like ants, I would say, comparable to ants, but iridescent. Some kind of like dark carapace over the ants.
Do they bite?
Not yet.
Okay. Like a second will go by, if it doesn't bite me, I'm wiping it off.
Yeah, you wipe them off. You don't get like a lot of them on you, but you can tell like you're dirty, and there's some on your clothes, but you know, it's like a few ants. Looking into this tomb, a young woman lies here. Probably, well, not quite young, I would say, maybe half elven. Of a very, very pale skin tone. No like distinguishing beauty marks or freckles or anything like that. Very thin eyebrows, eyes closed. And can you give me a history check, Tazriel?
Sorry, y'all. That's my other body in there. It's embarrassing. That he had to see this.
I was gonna say.
I just want to say this has been rolling amazing, and this is the one I'm going to send to you, Matthias. That is a 19.
A 19. Excellent. Looking over at what she's wearing, this clothing is very old. It doesn't look to be old, right? It's in like a great state. She's sort of like floating in that liquid in here. But the style of the clothing, and I mean, you're also not from Skyholm, but it looks to be of a certain make or style that is historically Albaran before the two countries ever united. Like, these textiles and patterns might even be something like 200 or 300 years old. Like, you might have seen them hanging above a family mantle in a place in Uar and Albara. Like, you know, tattered, falling to bits. We take care of this. Has been passed down in the family for generations and generations, but it looks brand new on her.
Taz, there's just a like moment of processing of that, and his face is just like 200, 300 years, like under his breath he's saying it.
You don't know this one, do you? Do we all know people in here?
No, we can go. Fuck, how am I getting on the other side? Because I have a 6 strength and can't jump that.
I can give it a second shot with another javelin.
Please.
Yeah. Hopefully this one rolls better.
Barden is just staring at this freaking coffin and just sort of goes, but should we? Should we leave her?
We can't get everybody out and carry them through this whole thing.
Only 2 of you can really, well, I say 2 and then I look at Vice questioning because I'm not sure how strong she is. I know only at least 2 of you can carry without great difficulty. We can't. I do want to commit this person's face to my memory though.
Mm-hmm. You can pay attention, see if there's, you can look her up later or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
None of us know who this person is.
I also want to.
Oh, go ahead, Alex.
No, you go first.
Awaish stares for a moment and then says, "Everyone looks innocent when they're sleeping."
I don't think this is the right punishment, though. How are they meant to learn to do better if they're trapped like this?
You think everyone can learn to do better?
I do.
An opinion.
This is
from
probably
Bard and
the
Song.
least cheerful. This is probably the least cheerful you've seen Bard, and she is deadly serious.
Yeah. Weish smirks and says, an opinion from Bard and Song. Never thought I'd
That's
see
enough.
the day.
I want to say your stealth checks and your pass without trace are helping to muffle the noises you're making, like the earth, bends underfoot, the things that you throw, like the rocks themselves, try and catch them. But there's a certain amount of time that you're going to spend in here, a certain amount of noise that you're going to be making, that the stealth checks are basically a time limit, not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah.
I got an 18 for that attack.
Okay. This time you can get the javelin a little bit higher and into a softer area of dirt. You see more trickle down, but it seems to be lodged and more secure, and the angle on the rope is going to create a lot less dip and strain on it. So with just Taz, even though he's larger, you think it's likely he can probably use it.
Okay, so another acrobatics check to get back.
Yes. No, you're not climbing. Acrobatics or athletics, up to you. But acrobatics is probably better.
Yeah, it is.
Parkour.
And I'm gonna use one of my DM inspirations because I rolled a 2.
Nice.
Jesus.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, 16.
Okay. Hand over hand, your feet swing in the darkness. Tazrael, you can't tell how far below you because it strains even what your eyes, trained to see in the dark, can see. But there is a strange glint or reflection down below as you grab Barden's hand and are tugged back up to the edge here. You get that deep, uncomfortable sensation that there are things down there. So many things that you cannot see.
Let's be sure not to fall. There is some things down there.
Noted. Can I get that javelin back?
Yeah. Will you give me specifically for this a stealth check, adding pass without trace, just to like. I know you are capable of it, Matthias, but I want to make sure you're doing it in the way that is
29.
nice. Quick tug and then sort of like pull on the rope so you catch it and it doesn't clank against the walls here.
Cool.
And you leave
Right.
that tomb and that stream behind and continue to navigate through this area.
Hoish.
I gotta pull multiverse back up. This is back towards.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to go that way necessarily, unless there's more. There might be more. We'll go for a little bit. Ah, I was right.
This particular tomb, fairly close by, is not really suspended over an area, but it's more like there are these stone columns that are very, very narrow, and you can see beyond them there is a tomb. So sort of a subterranean, naturally formed prison cell of these thick stone columns. The space between them is about 6 inches.
It's fantasy bottom storage.
And
Is
this
there any
tomb
way to
is-
get through?
this tomb is like upright and set into the wall.
Interesting.
Can we see?
Yeah.
It is covered in a swarm of thick grease that, what looks to be grease, but like sort of moves over. This one is very obscured by bugs crawling over the walls and the surface of the coffin.
Boy, these bugs. They're down.
Found a clown.
Can I
How close? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, since we've seen 2 other tombs, and one was obviously very old, is there a way of discerning which ones have been sort of like, this is a new tomb, someone's just gotten in here? Like, is there like a crust from the bugs? Is there decay? Like, because if this guy is new in, the white guy we're looking for, then it should be a newish tomb, right?
You can only see in a 10-foot radius around you, Barden. So even if it's like a smart thought to have, it's not something you could probably
She's going to
notice.
pass it along to the group. She's going to like said this out loud, just like, wouldn't it make sense? You know, it looks a bit newer, right? I obviously not the best one to check.
We could, if we don't want to light up the whole place, maybe we send one of your lights directly onto the tomb to study it from afar.
Okay, I can do that. Shall I? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cast dancing lights. Do you want me to roll for it, or have I gotten the knack?
No, you've gotten the knack of it now. And it's a cantrip, so you're able to cast it in here. Although every time you do cast a spell or a cantrip, the walls shake a little bit. Shift.
Oh god, I should start just guiding people.
Yeah. Wait, did they shift in every time?
Almost
Just they
imperceptibly,
shake.
but yes.
Yeah.
They shift in.
She's gonna make it and then just be like, okay, go on then, little guys. And it's just little fireflies just going in and sort of like dancing around where the face might be.
Cool. I will allow you to either use... That was a pretty clever thought. So you can use your perception, but if you want to use... If your intelligence is better, or if you just want to use like a proficiency bonus, there's something like if you are not proficient in perception, I'll allow you to add
6.
a +6. Okay, then just perception.
For CV.
Yeah, but this is where I roll low. Oh fuck! It was so close to a nat 20. It's a 14, but that's not bad.
All right. Drawing the light over closer, you can tell that the surface of the salt itself is not stained at all. In fact, this does appear to be a slightly more recent acquisition, specifically because some of the other, like the 2 other tombs, they had been sort of like sitting, like dug out. Maybe the area around them actually fell away because of the liquid or the moisture around those tombs. This one, like you can see there's like moisture on the floor in this area, but it hasn't fallen through or anything like that. It's crumbling. You get the sense that like if this was left here for 200 or 300 years, maybe the only thing that would remain is just sort of like what's right underneath that is guarded. And because you are like actively putting a light directly near one of these two, the thing that had been under the other is of a darker material, like a thicker stone or obsidian, and still crawling with bugs, like they're holding it up.
She describes that.
And then the swarm, you're hovering it sort of over the face, the swarm of bugs on this, they like freeze for a moment when you cast the spell. They reach out, like they sort of form together like a hive mind, reach out with a tendril and wrap around the dancing light and snuff it out, eating up the magic and then swarming back over.
I don't think they liked that very much.
Jump.
But I couldn't see the face.
You couldn't make out. Did appear from what you could make out to be a sort of broader person. So probably a passing resemblance, right? Like you can't make out the full facial details, but you can tell it's not, for example, like a tiefling, or it's not a very young woman. You can make out it could be your target.
Yeah, pass all that along.
I mean, is there any chance that we could like hop over and grab onto the bars and kind of reach through and...
The stone columns, there's once again sort of a distance between like where you can see the tomb from and the tomb itself.
Okay.
It's just like an opening, like a room, but the actual coffin is, once again, like about 11 or 12 feet from.
Is there a way to enter, or is it like, oh, we'd have to break these columns to make through?
You don't see an entrance. So yeah, you'd have to disturb or break the columns or something like that.
Can I
Could always
make...
cast their unseen servant and...
I can. Before I do that, can I make an Arcana check to see if there is a specific type of magic that would make these columns move? Like, can I...
You don't need an Arcana check for it. I mean, you've studied at a college. This... Probably transmutation.
My master's degree.
Yeah, you are a wizard.
I got
You
my
know
master's degree.
Transmutation, probably. There are like things like stone shape, etc. You are aware of these kinds of spells, things that would make these move. Blowing them up with evocation, probably as well. If there is some kind of like hinge or code or thing that is meant to make them move, then it wouldn't just be a spell, it would be something in the area or something that would be said.
So there would be like some kind of trigger word or something that we don't know.
Yeah.
And it probably isn't accessible from this location. It would take knowledge.
Well, I mean, you can look around and see if there's like a lever or something hidden, but
I'll investigate. I also would like Darren to look for any like hidden writing.
Oh, like with his blind sight or okay. I would love yeah, you can give me investigation, and Darren will make. You got a 17 plus 1.
Oish got a 17 on their investigation.
Excellent. Sort of standing up close here, the columns themselves, although they are pretty natural, most of the other walls and areas in this deep underground space are covered with a layer of dirt or slightly moist, or, you know, bits will fall off of them if you brush them. These particular rocks are clean, almost, right? Like, obviously put in place. So following that, like, line of thinking, sort of up or down, there is an area to the side where there are more of those too clean rocks.
Yeah.
That Darren, looking towards, can tell you there's a space behind with his blind sight.
Behind. Let's see. Can we translate this for dumbasses who aren't actually wizards?
There's a hole in the wall.
Okay. Does not really help me in terms of opening this up, though, right?
No, well, they're linked in some way, you think.
I'm
Maybe
having
there's
a really hard time visualizing this without a visual aid.
Got you. Suffice it to say, Darren thinks he has discovered a location there could be a lever or a button or a hidden switch or something that would just open this up.
Got it. And it has to do with the hole, maybe something needs to be placed inside it?
It's just hidden behind some rocks. Like, if you move the rocks out of the way, the hole will be there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Is it reachable?
Mhm.
Okay. Are they too heavy for me to move? Do I need to enlist someone else?
You can just push on and shift them.
Cool. I do that.
You move them out of the way, and you see inset behind this, there is a small statue. The statue is of some kind of 3-headed centipede.
Oh, Jesus.
Sort of like reach out for it and tug it a little bit. There's a like awful scratching, squeaking, something like metal almost, and these columns interlaced like this open.
Turn back to the group.
Hop,
Bit easier.
hop, hop, hop.
It just opened like teeth.
Maybe it's hungry.
Who's going inside?
I
I'll go in.
jump in.
When you release the centipede, the bars start to close again.
Or I can hold it. I'll hold it.
I can hold it. I probably can't jump very far, so.
Okay. Alright. Hop over. Get on up close to that thing.
Well, Matthias and Oish sort of step into this room here to look at the coffin. You can immediately tell there is similarity between this person's face and the man that you met. He's not... Again, probably maybe 30 or so. Scruffy beard, warm skin, definitely Jurian. He's kind of bruised up, actually. Like, recent. So, like, bruises on the face. His hair is mussed. He's wearing some kind of guard uniform. Dark red guard uniform with a gold chain around his neck. And his arms are crossed over his chest. You see gold bangles on the wrists as well. He looks noble, like from the adornments and from his features, similar to the way that the person you met appeared to be noble. Definitely, like, the bugs moving over, you have to, if you step too close, you can tell how they might, like, reach out towards you or just, like, sort of get on your hand. This is just like what you can make out from actually being right next to the coffin.
Matthias will put a tentative hand forward and just let some of the bugs crawl onto him.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Spooky.
That wasn't good. 6.
Okay. Well, you did, like, put your hand into the bugs.
He's not trying to avoid it. He's trying to see what they do.
Mm-hmm. You reach out and put your hand, and a few of them crawl up. And then you see, like, the first little ant running down your finger is followed by a swarm of them. All it takes is a single creature to get the attention, and then the mass of liquid that's pouring down swarms up over and onto you. And you feel your arm sort of go dead.
Well, it seems to be paralyzing me.
And then your arm moves against your will.
Oh, no, I think it has control of my arm.
As the swarm of bugs surrounding it, it's like little pinches stimulating your muscles. And so it just, like, raises up in the air. Like this.
All right. Okay, that's quite enough of that. And Awaish, their first try will be casting prestidigitation to try to, like, shoof the bugs off.
No, don't do that yet. They're distracted. Do open that.
Are all of them on Matthias right now?
The coffin is clean.
Oh, fuck.
He seems fine.
Well, Awaish looks at Matthias and as if, like, kind of the way that he looked at them last night, and it's like, what part of me looks strong enough to open this?
I
thought you might have a spell or something.
I can... Yeah, Barden is going to... Like, she's kind of, like, walking around Matthias, just doesn't like the look of it. Yeah, she'll use the heel of her sword.
Okay, give me are you trying to break it, or are you trying to pull it off?
I'd recommend breaking it. The last one seemed trapped.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't have the context, but thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to break it towards the... I don't know. The right-hand side of them, you know, in case I accidentally do something bad, it won't hit anything important.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh, that's a 10.
Okay.
Ugh.
You take the hilt of your sword and you bring it smashing down like on the roof of this coffin, and then a crack spirals out. And then there's a like something massive has just taken a step overhead. And then and the ground around the three of you vibrates. Kiara, the statue begins to grow very, very warm in your hand.
Uh-oh.
Get back here now.
Oh shit, we don't have time. I'm gonna
It's fine,
start.
she's heat. She's heat. It's fine.
I'm gonna start
My
wailing
hand's
on
fine.
the coffin as well.
With your other hand, Matthias, give me a athletics check.
Yeah, I think that he doesn't have the option of wrapping his arm up again, but he'll just use his elbow, even though it's gonna suck later. I'm using my other inspiration. I refuse to roll poorly. That is a dirty 20.
The coffin, the front of the coffin shatters. And you can see the face of what you believe to be Yusuf now. His eyes slowly blink open. That acrid water starts like pouring out of his nose and it spills out. He starts hacking it up onto the ground. Kira, your hand starts to burn and you're resistant to fire damage, but like sizzling, you can feel the imprint in your hand.
Oh god.
Kiara grabs it with her other hand to hold the hand holding in place and say, "Get back now!"
We gotta go.
An just grabs this dude and she's out.
There's a final third one as you try and like heave him out of this, and the space that you're in, this like, you know, sort of 10-foot cube with the columns over here, sinks a little bit, shifts, and then drops.
Oh no. That's not good.
Taz and Kiara.
Where?
Taz and Kiara, you're by the entrance outside of where the columns were. The three of you are within what's basically like a room or a ball or something that was suspended that has now dropped down.
Tight.
So we dropped down.
No.
We did.
Three, Matthias, Awaish, and Barden in a room that has dropped. Kiara and Tazriel, you see, they just sort of like fall out of view along with this coffin and the rest of the room, leaving a massive shaft, almost like an elevator shaft, right? They've just dropped like an elevator, falling down into the earth.
How far have we fallen?
Well,
tell you
immediately,
in a
are
moment.
you okay in your heads? Well, the two of you at least.
Are y'all alive?
We don't know yet.
They drop, and you see what has caused them to drop, Kiara and Tazriel, as a three-headed massive insect sticks its head down through the opening where it was slamming onto the top of this room. Jaws opening up, hisses towards you. The
Toward
three of
us.
you
Is
towards
my hand burning still?
yeah.
Oh god. Sorry. I have to let go. There's a monster here now. That's what you hear in your heads as I let go of the statue.
You let go, and the boulders close in front of the monster. So, like, its face, where it spat out at you, it's sort of like sealed into this shaft going up and down. And a long, sinuous, scaled body begins to crawl down the shaft after the fallen room. Matthias, Awaish, and Barden, dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh my god. Oh.
Is this gonna give us fall damage? Am I getting the feeling that we might hit a bottom soon?
Trying to decide if I feel like
I'm
it.
gonna use my reaction for Ossuary Aegis. I'm gonna give us
Excellent.
resistance.
Oh, sorry.
Awaish does pull their staff from their back to drive it into the ground and reaches up to where Darren was like flitting near them to grab him and hold him to them.
It's another natural 20.
Nice.
Oh, I think I also got on a natural 20.
I got a 17.
And remember, Barden, you have advantage on a dexterity saves because you're a barbarian.
Oh, tight. I forget these things.
Those are some
That's
good
another
rolls.
17.
Nice.
But also, as a falling, Bard has immediately grabbed this dude's head and is tucked it against her neck, just trying to make sure he doesn't get any fucking damage.
I would have
with-
left Dorian across the way where I hadn't jumped. Every
Yeah,
time he jumped,
Got
he
it.
left them back. So he's
Vice,
back with
sorry,
us, too.
Vice is also with Dorian and Kiara and Tat. So
Yeah.
they're in that group. With resistance and succeeding on the saving throw. It is 33 halved to 16 halved to 8 points of bludgeoning damage for each of you.
Fuck. That could have knocked me all the way out if I had failed that.
Wow. Holy fuck.
You're not sure how far you fall because you just like sort of slam against the wall of the room itself. There's that pit in your stomach as you fall and then crash, and like boulders go scattering, bugs go scattering. The sort of like geode of a room that you were in just like cracks open, basically spilling the three of you out, and the bones around your arms, around the like your skulls and the back of your neck dissipate as they like catch you from cracking your head into the floor.
Awaish for the first time looks shaken and is just like gripping their staff, hunched on the floor.
What does the surrounding area look like? Are we at the bottom of a tunnel, like a chute upward?
Yes. You are at the bottom of a massive tunnel. It is a basically just 10 foot by 10 foot.
Okay, 10
shaft
foot by
that
10
goes
foot.
all the way up.
What do the walls look like? Are they smooth?
Sort of scuffed, almost like they were clawed through or churned through.
I take my dagger and try to sink it in. Can I get purchase in there? Is it dirt or is it stone?
It's dirt.
Okay.
Responding to any of your voicemails?
Yes.
You guys have fallen about
shit.
150 feet.
Oh no, that's no good.
That's
What's the
outrageous.
radius?
6.
Okay, we would probably know that though, right? If we feel the connection lose.
Wait.
How far is your connection?
A mile.
Yeah, that can
Oh, they're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was less than that. Thank you, God.
No, it's a mile.
We've fallen down a very long tunnel. We're at the bottom. There seems to be a giant bug.
Yeah, the three-headed worm thing headed your way.
Crawling down towards you. And
But-
Matthias, the bugs swarming over your arm crawl up over your chest, over your neck, down your other arm. And sort of like grip down into the dirt and just like plant you in place.
I'm stuck.
I'm gonna bury you.
are
He's
trying
gonna
to
start
bury
trying to
you.
wrench. He's gonna start trying to wrench his arm free.
You cannot move your arms. You can move your legs. You cannot control your arms at all.
Both of them are done?
Yep.
Okay. They've connected me to a wall?
They are like digging you into the dirt, basically.
Fantastic. I put my legs on the wall and I push and try to rip my arm free.
I'm actually going to call our session here.
Oh my god.
The three of you are at the bottom of this shaft, and the bug is descending towards you, and three of you are sort of up above about 150 feet. I'm going to cut it here. We will begin in initiative next
Holy
time.
fuck.
Because I have a feeling if we keep going, it's going to be another 2 hours.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
Gotta wait a whole.
I love how it's all the white folks that are down this pit with the bug.
Of course.
It makes sense.
Jesus.
Of course.
I would love for Barden and Noish to have that conversation while Matthias is being buried alive, but it will happen. I just don't want to cut it short at the end here.
100%.
Yeah, don't mind me.
Okay.
So, you know, Matthias can't talk because he's busy being buried.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
As a reminder to myself for next session, just in case someone remembers what I wanted to do, Kara was going to grab the statue again once the bug has passed.
All right.
God.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We will join you next week for the conclusion of this Seal the Tomb heist and some fun combat. Big shout out to One More Multiverse for this map dungeon. This is where I make all the maps for this campaign. You can also go check out the multiverse community and talk to other fans of the show at discord.gg/multiverse. If you join their Discord, we also do some workshops and stuff on there related to Strange Hungers and the platform, so come check those out. Thank you to Soundtail for our music and Epidemic Sound as well for some of our music. And go watch Tragedy of Theologian tomorrow here on Total Party Kiss at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Amazing Greek mythology campaign DM'd by our lovely Serenity. Sloan plays in it. It is excellent. And keep an eye out for VODs, videos, uploads, things like that. Our upload schedule is now consistent. Thank you to Pooja. Fantastic. So all of our YouTube videos are on youtube.com/TotalPartyKiss. And follow our Twitter and our Instagram and things like that for more updates. Total Party Kiss. Anything else?
That's all. Say goodbye, everybody.
All right. Bye.